Most people don't realize how much their personal information is being bought and sold every day. Data brokers are making billions, pulling details about you from public records and the internet, and then packaging and selling it, usually without your consent. That's how your information lands in the hands of scammers, spammers, even stalkers. It's why you get endless robocalls and why ads seem to follow you everywhere. That's where Aura comes in. Aura actively removes your data from broker sites and keeps it off. They also instantly alert you if your information shows up in a breach or on the dark web. But Aura goes beyond data protection. With one app, you get a VPN, antivirus, password manager, spam call protection, dark web monitoring, and even up to $5 million in identity theft insurance. All backed by 24/7 US-based fraud support. Other companies might sell just credit monitoring or just a VPN. Aura gives you all of it, together, at the same price competitors charge for just one service. Start your free trial today at aura.com/remove. Protect yourself now at aura.com/remove.
What's your favorite podcast, Word?
You know that One Nation?
This is Jordan Grace, and you're listening to the Social Suplex Podcast Network.
BW, this is One Nation Radio. You better get it right. Rich Latta, James Boyd came to give them life. The Blackest Wrestling Podcast has come to kick all ass and drop it 6 feet if they kicking trash. Word, let me welcome y'all to something different. And if you dig it, man, you should let some friends listen. We be getting it in, this on the regular, dude. Ravish and flow, but this shit rude. See, James don't rap, so I had to break it down. The whole network, man, we coming for the crown. Raps in the columns, I keep them both covered. Making the beats too, so the listeners can bump it. Hit us with the rating, yeah, I'm saying it's a 5. Before you hit and talk, bob your head side to side. It's One Nation Radio, and this is the beginning. It's Rich, and I'm here with James. It's time to listen to One Nation.
You got to unleash the power of the pyramid.
This is Mike Sempervive from WrestlingObserver.com. Check me out on Wrestling Observer Live every day. And also check out your boys, Rich and James, on One Nation Radio.
This is Kenny Omega. We're listening to One Nation Radio. Check it out, guys. These guys know what's up. Big Kenny Omega fans, and that's all that counts to me. Goodbye and good night. Bang.
Hey, folks. Welcome to this week's edition of One Nation Radio, not on the official WWE Radio channel. I am with Rich Latta as usual. What's going on, man?
Hey, not yet.
That's true, not yet. When that nod is gone, let it be known. We will be covering we'll be covering Evolve.
Look, I talked about it. I was like, look, I ain't gonna rant on nobody personally for people got goals they want to meet, and whatever. That's a separate conversation from what it actually means. But look, we always been in favor of selling out.
I can't wait till the day comes and they clip this and they put us in the gulag. Yeah, man. So I have no problem with, as you mentioned, I listened to ROPW earlier about it. I agree with you. Like, if that's what their plan was, and given it content, that was always what the dream was. They have achieved their dream. But keep it funky. Don't be on no bullshit and start covering other shit besides WWE and acting like it's on the up and up. You are state media.
Yep. You have forfeited your right to grift off of AEW because that's cool. That's where it's at.
And look, that's cool. We all live under capitalism, right? That's cool. But don't start the propaganda. Don't start that bullshit. No one wants to hear that. You have forfeited your right for now until they're done with you, and then you can come back and still continue to grift off of everybody besides WWE. But when you there, stay your ass over there.
Yeah.
Don't come over yonder with criticism. Don't. It's not worth it. We don't want to hear it. It's not valuable. It's not valuable to anyone that wants to check out anything outside WWE. You want it to be in this sandlot, stay your ass in that sandlot.
Yep. So if you guys haven't heard, Sirius XM, their Pro Wrestling Nation channel, the 24/7 joint, which already had tons of shows on it anyway, that only really talked about WWE, has been rebranded as WWE Radio. And in that, they have officially wrapped the banner around all these shows, such fine shows, James, such as Busted Open, hosted by Dave LaGreca, Bully Ray, Mark Henry, and Nick Nemeth. Not Sam Wrestling Live, hosted by Sam Roberts. Cheap Heat Live with Peter Rosenberg. The Heartbeat with Natalia. Off the Ropes with Jinder Mahal, Mark Henry, and Tommy Dreamer, and Busted Open After Dark. They will also have a bunch of WWE podcasts on there. They're going to have What Do You Want to Talk About, hosted by Cody Rhodes, 6 Feet Under with The Undertaker, What's Your Story with Steph McMahon, as she goes by now, WWE Now and Raw Recap, hosted by Sam Roberts and Megan Morant. They are also going to have like WWE Radio directly from shows. The first one's going to be SummerSlam, so I think they're going to be playing the track so you can listen to it on the radio like an old timer or something like that. I don't know, but yeah, it's hilarious on a lot of levels. And so like we talked about, like, all right, personally, there's people in there that work to do things to get somewhere, like a Dave LaGreca, a Sam Roberts, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. But those people one day will be used up by TKO and spit out, not with their IP. So I wonder if they're concerned about that. I wonder what the paperwork looks like. Show me the splits, But what do you think of all this, man? Like, this is like, it's a multi-pronged attack.
Look, if I were WWE and I was practicing the same practices that they've had to be competitive with other places, whether that was New Japan a decade or 8 years ago, whether that was AEW since 2019, I would do this too. But I just move on to other thing. When you were saying Busted Open Radio, it sounded like you were saying Busted Open. So when you said Busted Open After Dark, I'm like, oh, what kind of show is that? But yeah, man,
you watch the Stud Bud stream long enough, you might find out.
Yeah. Has Angel Clark been around T yet on the stream?
No, I haven't seen that yet.
All right, I just remember last year and T wanted her bad. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, back to this. Places like Sam Roberts, obviously, and Cheap Heat with Rosenberg, like, they're both two huge WWE fans, and they're not really looking for anything outside of WWE, and that's on them. We'll see, as you mentioned, like, whenever the situation comes out, will they be able to keep their shit? Will they be able to keep their namesake? Will they be able to keep their content? I doubt they'll be able to keep all of it or whatever else. They'll have to come off some when they're done. But whatever. Hopefully they'll be able to pivot after this in whatever way to continue doing what they want to do if they so choose.
I think it's much bigger than just like the aspect of XM radio, because really, how popular is XM radio? I don't know. I don't have the data on it or anything like that, but they say it's huge. It is a paid subscription and different stuff like that, but you don't have to have a membership to listen to Busted Open Radio. Like, it comes out on all podcast feeds.
Yeah.
Comes out on YouTube.
Yep.
All this stuff gets clipped up.
Yep.
And now all WWE is going to do is put their official social media behind this stuff.
Yeah.
Which is super powerful.
Yeah. And look, and anybody that, is in that network now, that new network, they know what it is. They saw what happened to your boy Hale that just got laid off.
Yep, Andreas
right?
Hale.
You get that shit a C instead of an A, or can you get fired for giving a B minus?
Well, you will be independent. You will be independent by the end of that week.
Yeah, yeah. So that's that they chose this, or maybe or whoever was above them, they decided to do this, and now they're whatever. If they want to butt back in any little way, they're gonna lose access or worse. And you know, you have people like around that was walking that line, and then when they were no longer had access or whatever else, they seem to come back around and tell the truth. And no one wants to hear them. They were less relevant on the back end. What's up, Ryan Satin?
Yeah.
So
he retweeted me the other day. But yeah, I think it's an interesting point, because thinking about how they want to control everything, and now this is actual paid for media.
You know who they should put on? Since he said it just now, it just made me think. You know who should be doing a podcast? I see him doing some media with some people.
Who?
Braun Strowman. Control Your Narrative.
Man,
the Control Your Narrative podcast. That's exactly what their asses is doing.
Yeah, it's I don't know, man. I saw it and I was like, they're planning probably to do all types of nasty things with this, but why
don't they plan to book better?
They don't ever think about that part. You know, they could come up with some of that.
Look, man, this was not need. Look, they didn't need to do this kind of shit 2 years ago. It was hot as fish grease, and they didn't feel need to do that. Nor would they. Should they have? Because they was on fire.
And they had the wrestling media largely the default setting, as we mentioned. They want WWE to, be on top and be like the number one with no like real pushback or anything like that.
There are very few pro wrestling fans in this country that grew up watching pro wrestling and it didn't involve WWE in some way, shape, or form. Like, the only person I can really think off the top of my head that we interact with any kind of regularity is like Lyric. And Lyric had the unfortunate, the misfortune of growing up on TNA on TNA on AMC. Or not? Sorry, that's not what it was. It was
Spike TV.
Yeah, Spike TV. That's what it was. But and then she has nostalgia for fucking Jeff Jarrett. So she ain't no better than none of us. Like, I don't think she thinks she's better than us. But if she ever were to come off and be like, "Hey, I think I'm better because I didn't grow up on the WWE. You grew up on TNA. You are not better than us. You might be worse." But anyway, yeah, man, just it is what it is. It is what it is, and they want that. And most people want that, and most people have that affection for WWE to some extent. Like, we still watch WWE. We review it.
Holy shit. I watched Raw this week.
Oh, wow.
It was like an all-time bad Raw. Like, I was home randomly, threw it on. I was sitting right at the desk. My TV's right there. I just put it on and watched it. And I was treated to like 4 or 5 Danhausen segments. And like
5 Danhausen segments?
Yeah.
Was it all like backstage shit?
It was in the ring. It was backstage. It was like looped up with like the Judgment Day, and there was like no Roman Reigns on the show. It was just a bunch of video inserts. I was like, holy shit, what is this? Like, and like I did not have a great time watching that show, and I just threw it on. It was just, I wasn't even watching it with the intent of reviewing it or breaking it down. I was just like, all right, well, what's going on here?
Didn't McDonough get squashed?
Yes.
By who?
He got whooped by Obafemi.
Whatever. Look. If you're building Obafemi, then I guess
Yeah, next week they're doing a Joe Hendry and Danhausen concert link up, and they had a Joe Hendry versus Dom match, and then they announced Danhausen versus Dom Mysterio at SummerSlam. So
I heard about that.
My backwards devil magic video is working. To keep pushing Danhausen harder.
So the thing that's funny to me is a lot of the people that have had these talking points about AEW versus WWE over the last 7 years almost is that these wrestlers in the ring don't look like wrestlers. And they about to do at SummerSlam Dom Mysterio versus Dan Hausenstein. All right. Notice how they don't look like the wrestlers they say that they supposed to look like, but they both over as fuck. You notice that?
I'm not so much the way he used to be. He still got the heights. He still got the heights that he wasn't supposed to get to based off of how he looks. Apparently, remember that? Yeah.
So it is what it is.
I don't know if Dom Mysterio can beat me in a push-up contest. Like, I don't I don't know now.
It don't matter, brother. It's fake.
You know what I'm saying? This is what they want.
What I'm saying is like, look, like then they get the NIL athletes and people from these different places, and they had those performance center combine shit. Like, this is fake. It don't fucking matter. I don't give a fuck how many push-ups you can do. Are you strong enough to lift somebody and body slam them when they help you? Okay, cool. I remember it was Joey Porter and Brandon Marshall again going back and forth. You know, two former Pro Bowl football players. Mm-hmm. Brandon Marshall, wide receiver, and Joey Porter was a pass rushing linebacker, right? And they were getting into it. They was arguing. I remember one time Brandon Marshall was like, "You got popcorn muscles. They all for show, right?" Mm-hmm. It don't matter if you ain't gotta have real functional strength or popcorn muscles. You just gotta be strong enough to help a bitch, lift a bitch in the art of the dance, and to be able to do that. But they be out here doing the combine stuff and talk about what people like Bianca Belair have done in the past as far as these things that don't mean jack shit when it comes to pro wrestling. It's cool, but I mean, don't get me wrong, it's cool that you can do that, but like that. We don't need the LA Fitness. We need the rings.
Put a bitch in a hole, jump, be athletic, move side to side. Don't tear your damn ACL, something like that. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I watched it. It was very bad. But like,
what else is on it? You mentioned Danhausen and stuff. We just talked about Obafemi squashing somebody. What else is on it?
LA Knight versus who was in the main event? It was LA Knight versus somebody. It was Jake. I think it was Jacob Fatu versus LA Knight.
They did that again?
I think it was.
Okay.
I think they did that at a WrestleMania one time, right? Let me double check, because man, that show.
Yeah, wasn't that like WrestleMania this year or last year?
Okay. Yeah, they had Javon Evans and Dragon Lee in the Vision. The Vision is such an industry plant cooked group. It's like, this is the idea of what like 50 or 60-year-old men think cool young people are, and they make them act like that.
So is Maxine Dupree with Austin's Theory and Braun Breaker is being de-pushed or defamed, whatever you want to call it, and who else? Who's the third one? Who's the third?
Logan Paul.
Logan Paul, that's right. And you see Logan Paul is now involved with Tom Brady, apparently. And Tom Brady's going to be involved with one of these. And I'm like I said.
How do I blame Michael Rubin for this?
Oh, this the white party's fault? This Fanatics' fault? Okay.
Oh, yeah. All that shit mixed in.
I mean, okay. So I guess what I'm trying to figure out is back to the muscles thing, like, and the size thing. Like, Floyd Mayweather shows up WrestleMania, what was that, 23, 24, 24. Does great. Okay, cool. We have all these celebrities that do all these things, and the matches go off and they work and they get over. Bad Bunny looks like Bad Bunny in the ring with all these wrestlers that look like wrestlers, and it works. When are they gonna learn this lesson about? We don't give a fuck. Do they send it's not like they sending the celebrities to the Performance Center to get their combine numbers up. They just send them out there to the ring to show them how to do the shit, and then it ends up working out.
They're just doing it too much at this point.
Too many celebrity things.
Yeah, and
I mean,
the women got 0 matches and 0 promos. Yeah,
I heard about that. That. And also Bayley looks like she's she's in limbo.
Yeah, we should probably talk about Bayley. I think she got whooped and kind of written off by Lyra.
Yeah.
And her deal is up maybe towards the end of the year. I got to say, for me, the only thing I can think of with Bayley is remembering how much people try to say she carried the industry in 2020 with them promos. I don't know if her knees work anymore. We know this feels like, this is a Fed. Bayley loves the Fed, grew up, wanted to be there, runs that Lodestone Academy thing, which is a covert women's wrestling recruitment operation for WWE. But if she's not going to re-sign, you would think she would get an offer from AEW, obviously, and you would think, I think for me, it would be like, I'm not really interested in Bailey anymore. But if it'll make Mercedes happy, she can get a friend higher. Why not?
How do I say this? It's similar to, for me, in my mind, I have it similar to the Becky Lynch thing, where it's like, oh, she's a free agent. All right, I'll believe it when I see it. I believe that she'll leave when I see it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like Bailey, like when they were talking about Sami Zayn getting that belt for 9 days, and then everybody started slandering him and with speculation about him taking a pay cut. One of the first people I thought about, as far as someone they walk up to somebody and say, "Hey, can you still give us the same amount of effort for less pay?" Bailey's one of the first people I thought of that they would have came to about that. So, yeah. So we'll see. If maybe she's finally reached her point where she's fed up. Maybe there's been a time where she has looked at what AEW has done in the women's division over the last year or whatever, as far as in-ring stuff, or since Mercedes showed up. I know she's been in the building for some of these.
Yep.
So maybe
I know she's been backstage.
Yeah. So we'll see. But like I said, not holding my breath for it. I would like for her to do something outside of whatever she's been doing in AEW. I'm sorry, in WWE. And if AEW's that change, sure, why not? Because it looks like they're done with pushing horsewomen.
Oh yeah, that's kind of there was a lot of clips from WWE Unreal that emerged this week. Every Liv Morgan clip or Liv Morgan related activity this entire week has lived up to the ethos.
Do we need to talk about that?
Liv Morgan will never win.
Do we need to talk about that one clip?
Yes.
It's her and Triple H in the gorilla position, and Triple H is trying to give her the bullshit speech about good match, trying to keep her head up, whatever else, after she went out there. I'm assuming this was WrestleMania, after putting out that performance. And she's looking up there with those eyes, and you know what eyes I'm talking about. She has those big ass eyes that make her like a Disney character. Make her like she's Nassapoi, for example, right? These big ass eyes, and she's looking up at Triple H. She's like, and you hear her quiver in her voice. She's like, did I save time by cutting our match short? And she was like, yeah, you did. And then she got a big hug from Triple H, and I'm just like, you fucking mark. Do you think your contemporaries that are worth a damn have ever worried about saving time on the biggest show of the year?
I know Shawn Michaels didn't.
Or do you think they did what Charlotte did? He's like, hey, I'm taking my time to have my match, and I had the best match on the show, so you can't even do nothing.
Like, this ain't when I saw that, I was like, this ain't what the horsewomen fought for, dog. Like, and not only this ain't what the horsewomen fought for, that shit was a long time ago, dog. And they have turned it over several times. And now it's almost like, hey man, like they're cutting all these shoot work promos on Bailey through Lyra, letting y'all know that shit is over. While they would take Mercedes back in a heartbeat, obviously, but this is a whole, like, they're looking to go into smaller roles with these people. The rise of the divas once again. Yeah. The literal divas that were there before brought back.
Yes.
They have regressed.
They were like,
big time.
They're like, we have brought in a breath of fresh air. And by breath of fresh air is we're going to go back to the bad era. And then the thing is, like, what's the thought process on this? Because, like, okay, so you're bringing them back, and then you still have people like Tiffany Stratton around, Bianca Belair when she comes back, you have Roxanne Perez, you have Julia, you have Stephanie Vacour up, and it's like, all right, who the fuck, you want them to wrestle them? How the fuck are the vets that are still in their prime age is way worse than the Young Bucks? What kind of fucking sense does this make? And then they have seniority, so they got to fucking around. So they have to actually
win and shit.
They got to sit there and listen to their bullshit when they're better than them.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, man, like, yeah, it's head towards a mess, and they've already screwed up. I mean, this was years ago, but they already screwed up the merchandising opportunity of, like, having the four horsewomen stay in WWE forever. They were short-sighted on it. They screwed it up. And they screwed it up while realizing left and right, we can't let Dean Ambrose leave out this building. We're going to do everything we can until the last moment when they realize he's never coming back. Right? And, all right. What McIntyre did to Dean Ambrose 2019 on the way out, the way he was kicking his ass in every single week, that's basically what Lyra did to Bayley. So they got that out where, like, we wrote her off. We got heat on Lyra or whatever else. If she signs, she can come back and get it back. If not, then Lyra gets heat of writing her off TV.
Sad. And I think a lot of people will not realize actually what went on. And the thing is, like, Charlotte is just there, and we have this thing that we. But
Charlotte, as you mentioned, Charlotte's been downplayed, and what is Charlotte doing? Charlotte is. You want to talk about it?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, I was going to say.
All right, go ahead. Sorry for interrupting. Go ahead.
Yeah, we follow Charlotte's social media moves, not in a nefarious way or anything, but
why you say it like that? I don't think they weren't. I don't know anyone would think about that until they.
Once we describe it, it'd be like, oh, okay, you could take it a certain way, but it's all right. It's all right. Look. Charlotte has stylistically rebranded herself, right?
Yes.
And she is, as we say, running for office, I would say.
She's on a campaign right now.
And when I say running for office, you can look at the people she hangs out with. You can look at her rubbing shoulders with all the younger wrestlers and everything like that. And for me, this reeks of, like, kind of like what her dad did to, like, make sure everybody still thought of Ric Flair as a legend. Like, this is her way to either stay, on top as a wrestler or anything, or just, like, preserve her own legacy outside if they try her like that. So, what's this, Devlin?
I don't know what. You retype that and explain that to us. You retype it and explain that to us, and we won't even say what you just typed in here. Rich, unfortunately, put it on the screen. So if you want on YouTube, you go and find it. But we'll give you the grace of trying to figure out. Elaborate on what you mean, and we'll talk. We'll give you grace. We'll give you grace on that one. But yeah, man, like, it's she's been doing that for a while now, and you see her and Jade Cargill making eyes with each other behind the scenes while they're in the middle of a feud, which is a mind fuck because, like, that ain't what we used to with WWE wrestlers. They normally do work shoots with each other that go beyond the pale, especially when it comes to Jade. So you see her she's trying to like she's trying to build her Randy Orton is the greatest worker I've ever been in the ring with case. When the youngins, they don't know no better, ain't never been nowhere else, and then they get in the ring with him, it's a breeze, easy, and she's over, so they think, she's the best. And Charlotte's great, but I just I see. Okay, all right. I guess, Rich, you read both of them.
So I'm not about to stand for Charlotte slander. I'm finally getting the demographic young black man. A lot of pictures with Javon Evans, When I say
what this man is saying is that he has pined for Ashley Charlotte Flair for a while, and now that he sees Charlotte hanging out with all these biracials and black people, and black men in particular, he thinks he's living vicariously through these black men. Yeah, I don't know what to say to that. Look, you like who you like. It's not like she's unattractive. What I'm going to say is, there's inward allegations for Charlotte. So, for me. So for me, and the allegations are so light that you might not ever came across, but like her ex-husband, I think her first husband was like, yeah, go look, he alluded that, it could, look, It could be just jealous, evil ex-husband, right? But alluded that there was, a arrest involved in that situation, and she was blurting out these words for some reason. I remember that, and I was like, huh. Shit. That's odd. But yeah, man, just, you ever get a Charlotte versus Bianca match on at WrestleMania on pay-per-view yet? You ever get one of those?
I don't think we have.
Yeah.
I don't think we ever got a one-on-one, like, I had to look it up. Look, I think we got people that know how to use a cage match there in the chat. Can y'all find a singles Bianca versus Charlotte match? Because there was some major match. I'm not talking about some. Hey, they booked them on Raw and
NXT. There's like an NXT match, like during the back when Charlotte came back to to literally to host Rhea and Bianca. Yeah.
But yeah, Charlotte is definitely courting a new demographic.
Yeah.
Let's just say that.
Yeah. Like, has she showed up on the Breakfast Club yet?
I hope not.
It's only a matter of time.
Yeah. Charlotte's the only horsewoman that hasn't laid it down for Bianca at WrestleMania. That's interesting.
Huh. Did not realize that.
Well, yeah.
You gotta keep a big match in your back pocket before they kick you out the door.
Yep. She can still put someone over, brother.
Whoa. Don't even put that up. Don't put that up. Just ignore him. Just ignore them. Just ignore them.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
I just flipped
that would look crazy too.
Yep.
That's no. How do you move on? Or any other WWE talk before you get to the real?
Yeah, it was a really bad show. Let's just say that.
They're how many weeks away from SummerSlam?
SummerSlam is next weekend, I believe. And
yeah.
Next week, I have a guest lined up to join us to talk about it.
Is it a surprise?
No, the doc.
Oh, okay.
We'll bring the doc on, and
I ain't heard from Chad in a minute.
He's got something that he wants to share with us. So I think he's got a new system, a new statistical system to evaluate some different stuff. So let's see.
Is it the Mercedes Moné tax that Dave Meltzer has he figured that out? the same way that Post Russell was trying to figure that shit out. Like there is a quarter star difference on all these matches for some reason. If you just
speaking of that, I wonder if Dave will drop the rating this week.
Doesn't his ever come out today? Normally on Thursdays,
Fridays.
Okay, something tells me it won't.
It won't.
But he'll have a high rating for that Shuri and Natsupoi match. I bet that. I heard that shit went off. I ain't watched it yet, but I heard that shit went off.
Glad Shuri finally finished the job, so
I still had that clip of you raving about Natsupoi. I still have that. When she finally retires, we have to rewind back to the revisionist history of now all of a sudden you hate this one. We used to love her.
I don't know
that might have been your second or third favorite Stardom wrestler.
Look, that might have been AI, bro. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. AI for 2021, right?
Advanced, So
you're gonna say James got Wakandan technology. Okay. All right.
Yeah. They put some what's that shit? That vibranium on the audio,
No, the way you said he got that vibranium on it was like sprinkle some tussin on that shit. Like
yeah.
You dumb.
Zach, she portrayed him too. Yeah.
Let me tell you this right now. Rich. If I had some Wakanda tech, I'd undo a lot of injustices. It wouldn't be that. There's some shit more important than pro wrestling.
I'll be rubbing vibranium down the right side of my body right now.
Your legs are fucked up? Oh,
yep.
Man.
Went to the chiropractor for the first time. Got cracked, and
you had
it's
to
interesting.
say it like that, huh?
Yeah, I figured I was gonna say it, just gonna say it all the way. Got scanned and stuff like that. Bones overcompensating, a lot of shit going on. So just trying to work my way back so I can start training again. But AEW Redemption, let's talk about it, man. Yeah, it's this show is so controversial, James. I'm like, have y'all never heard of a show the month before of a big show? Like,
never heard of any of those elimination chambers or fast
what's
lanes.
The point? Like, I had so many people like, what's the point of this show? I'm like, what do you think it is? They want some money.
I would say this, right? AEW for the first we're about to head into year 7. What, the first 5 years we only had 4 pay-per-views. Or either the first 4 years or first 5 years we only had 4 pay-per-views. And then now we have pay-per-view every month. So I do get people being like, damn, you in our pockets again? I absolutely get it. Absolutely get it. And then, obviously some of that is just complaining for the sake of complaining. Like, yeah, look, man.
How long are they supposed to stay small?
I'm not even going to say that. There was once upon a time where we had matches being held off of All In for All Out. I'd rather this than that. Remember when they put Takeshita Omega and they held that off? Remember that?
Sure did.
Yeah. So as far as this is less bad than the other shit they've done that was worse.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, look at that card, man.
I'm gonna say, let's pull the fucking card up. Like, can we like
that card is loaded.
Like, I don't know what people aren't seeing. Like, I know there's big stars missing from this show. Like,
but that's always true of AEW.
Look, there's big stars missing from this show, but look at the matches that are there.
When was the last time everybody that was healthy was all on the card in an AEW pay-per-view? When was the last time that happened?
Man,
what year was it?
Shit. Revolution, was it? Like, I don't know. No, Kenny wasn't
Revolution?
on Revolution. Kenny wasn't on Revolution.
Exactly. So are we going to go back to like before Brawl Out or something?
Fuck around and be like,
right,
Full Gear 2021 or something like that. Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah,
but yeah, let's take a look. Look, this is the card, man. We're gonna go up and down, pause, and we'll start.
I got my back cracked. We gonna go up and down. All right, man. Hey, man, you need to turn that damn Stub Buzz stream off. They a bad influence on this show.
Oh man. So let's start with the women's match. The women's title match. Tekla versus Willow Nightingale. They tried to heat this up, and Tekla ended up slapping Willow last night.
This worked for me.
Yeah, they was basically talking a bunch of noise, and Willow basically was like, everybody's a dumb bitch. She started imitating Tekla, and it was pretty fun. They had Mick Foley out there. Yeah. The Mick Foley thing always around the women's wrestlers is always weird. I'ma just say it. It just is.
I never noticed that there's a thing about that.
He's just always there
around women's wrestlers.
Yes, this has been when he was in WWE. Like, this is a thing. But
was it? Hold on. I'm trying to remember. I feel like there was something I remember with women in Mick Foley. What was it in WWE? What was it?
I don't have a specific like thing, but it's like
there is something there. I just don't remember.
He's known to be an advocate. He was like something with like I forgot, but
okay. Anyway, you can move on. So I like the promo. I actually watched the show with with Caden watching it, and it was funny to watch. We'll get to it when we get to it, but he had one not line, but he had behavior that I was like, and it wasn't I did not influence it. I was just like, even someone that's a rookie or someone that's uninitiated, it understands. But yeah, I liked the promo. I thought they had been separated. They needed something to heat this up, and like I thought this worked. Like, they're both saying, like, y'all, both of them believe that the other's a phony. And I thought they had good lines about it in both in the way. And like, I really like when Tekla was like, I'm going to beat you, and when you're bruised, beating all the B's, all the alliteration you use, I want you to smile anyway. I was like, that's good, that's good. And then the fight worked out, and then the way the fight was going, I was like, oh, hey, okay, got the mic shot to the head, always pops.
Shit was funny.
Yeah. AEW and watch One Nation Radio. Because look, Kevin Knight did it the week before, and now this. They know that both of us pop for mic shots to the head when you hear the clunk. So got rolled the mic shot, rolled or sent Willow rolling down the horizontal ramp into the ring, and then I was like, okay, it's Tekla gonna do her thing where like she beats people up with the title belt, right? And then she put down the title belt and took off her belt because she's like Statlander. She was strapping Statlander, and I was like, please do not hit this black woman with a fucking belt in this ring. I do not want to see my Twitter timeline devolve into bullshit. Please don't. and man, when she got pounced, I was like, yes, thank you, thank you. I don't want to see this shit. Thank you. So I thought it was a good touch. And I want to see the match. I think it's going to be good.
$5 super chat from Kev Bonesy. That missed an hour-long convo about our Lord and Savior, Natsupoi. I think there's a Natsupoi question in the mailbag segment. We'll probably talk about it then.
Yeah.
Appreciate the super chat, though. Amwar, the God, Rich and James, where is Lashley, MVP, and Shelton at? No idea. They're like...
I don't know.
Look, let's just... All right. The last time we saw them, MVP cut a promo that says, we don't want titles or championships. We want money.
Yeah.
Nigga, what that mean? Like, I don't like... Look, get them niggas out of here, man.
Have they had a match since the Anarchy in the Arena shit?
I think they had that whatever squash that was.
That led to that promo.
That led to that.
Yeah, okay.
And, yeah. I think I actually put it out on RLPW in my post tab. I was like, do y'all want me to do a Hurt Syndicate video? And people they want that one bad, James. I think that was the leading vote getter, if I'm not mistaken. So
what did they want you to say? They want you to bury him or something?
I guess I buried them in the past. All I really tried to do,
we both have,
is be look, this is the cage match
when
page.
You do something we don't like, we are going to say we don't like it, and then when you do something we do like the Anarchy in the Arena match, like the match that he had with that blast he had with your boy in
Toa.
Yeah, with Toa, we gonna be like, yeah, that was really good. But the thing is, there was a lot of TV where it was like, what is this? What purpose is this serving? The MJF thing, that was awful. It led nowhere. They had to kill it before it ever got a payoff. So yeah,
they had that match in the ballpark with Shane T. I think it was a tag match, and Sean Dean. Well, besides that, they didn't televise that or anything. So like,
was that was 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah, it was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that was like the same week as the Clearwater show.
Yep. So, the Tekla and Willow, I think we're getting a title change here. Willow run it up. Sorry, Tekla. But you were great, but I think the bus stops here.
Yeah, it's one of those things where she absolutely did the ethical way. She did everything in her power to get to Wembley to be in the title match. Everything ethical. And it looks like it ain't going to work out for her, but she was great. And, I saw people were complaining about her and Sky Blue and Julia Hart having trios titles, and I gotta say, I do not want to hear that shit at all. Rich?
Yes.
Were those titles ever titles that drew on pay-per-views in Stardom?
Not that I can recall.
Were they ever... Okay, cool. Maybe that's unfair, because were they ever in the semi-main event position?
You asking the wrong person. My brain.
You know this fried. Rhetorical. You know the answer.
Yeah.
I wouldn't pose this answer was no.
Okay.
We have.
What is the signature Artist of Stardom team you can think of?
For me,
yeah,
It was when Freedom had it. When they put every single belt seemingly on Io, Mayu, and Kyrie in 2016 or 15 through 16. So like it was like Kyrie was the red belt champion.
No, I think James is saying he doesn't care that they're the champions. Like,
I do not care.
It's not a big deal. Like
these are belts. These are belts they put for. These are photo op belts. They've always been photo op belts. Want to know how I know they're photo op belts? Oh, okay. Let's just real quick. Hold on. Let me go and do this. WWR Stardom. All right. Translate. Clicking on Stardom. All right. It is loading really slow for this. Oh, there it goes. Oh, there it goes. All right. So. Results, database, wrestlers, goods. They used to have title history on here, so that's not great. Oh, database. I'm assuming it's moved to database. Load. Titles. Let's see. Where are we? They don't even have the damn thing on there. I'm looking at it. 5-star.
Look at that.
Goddess. Goddess Tag League, Cinderella, World Artist. Got it. Cool. 100 results. Search for.
Getting a couple answers of Omega, Micah, and Poi.
No, they've had feuds that have mattered. That's not my point. You know, this would be faster if I actually went to Cage Match. So I'm gonna go to Cage Match and do this. All right, Rich, feel for me for like 2 seconds.
Yeah. So I would say like I saw some of the same complaining as well about the Triangle of Madness. There was a funny nickname. I don't know who came up with it. But I saw them called the Triangle of Midness. I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah, that is.
But aside from that, I'm like, there's no way possible you can be this angry at not even fucking tag belts, like the trios belts. Like,
Rich.
Like 15? They didn't put the white belt on Tekla. They didn't put the red belt on Tekla.
We can go deeper than that, right? So, all right, here we go. 15-year anniversary was in January of this year, right?
Yep.
They've had 37 trios champions. For those, I'm using it like switching back and forth. The Artist Stardom titles are the trios titles in Stardom. They've had 37 champions in 15 years. Right?
There's no like anybody mad about this is lying.
Look. They're not only are they lying, there's been belts they have pimped out even worse. Remember when Santana and Garrett was the white belt champion in 2015?
I am aware of such a thing.
I mean, we saw her with that belt before we even knew it was a Stardom belt. When we saw her at Shine and Ebor. Yeah. When she had, remember when she was doing her S crown. She was doing her Monet thing before Mercedes was doing it. But she had a million belts from a million different places, and one of them was a white belt.
Funny how that works.
And Santana Garrett was taking it to Shine.
Funny how that works.
Right. No one, look, I wasn't a Stardom fan back then, so I don't know what the fandom was thinking about it. Maybe they freaked out. They probably did. But my point is, they have pimped out more prestigious belts than that.
Remember when B was the red belt champion?
There's that. But at least she's on the roster. That's what they'll excuse people. Well, she was on the roster. What about these people on the roster? Well, Santana Garrett wasn't on your roster. When they made Meiko Satomura the red belt champion in 2000, the transition from Kyrie to Io, she wasn't red belt, or she was in Sendai Girls. She was a promoter of Sendai Girls. That was her company.
I don't think anybody would be mad, Devlin, if the AEW Trios belts were in Mexico at all.
No one would give a shit.
Like, I barely know where they at right now.
So, I mean, the main thing is this. Y'all just don't like them girls. And look, I don't love them either, right? But if you did like them, this wouldn't bother you that much. And
National belt.
I'm only on it, and you know, there's been some fun things with the trios titles, whatever else, but it's just a hot match belt, just like anywhere else in pro wrestling where there's trios titles. It doesn't carry the storyline further unless it's for some, stuff like DDM versus Cosmic Angels or whatever else, right? Outside of that, it's really just a hot match belt. A hot match title scene. You have 2 stars that are on a down cycle between singles belts or tag belts, and you put a pin eater in there with you, and you go around for like 3 or 4 defenses, and then you hand them back off. I think I think that unless something changed, I think the only 2-time champions are like Unagi, Mina, and Tam back in 2021. I think that's it. Not a big deal.
Mark Davis and Andrade for the national championship.
Flames.
2 guys that are hot right now. Like, they're on some NBA Jam. He's off. Both of them have hit 2 shots in a row. Like, we're going to see if they can both hit that third one and get he's on fire.
Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be fun. And because of the size difference, Andrade has to get into his real aerial bag to make this work. It's going to be fun. I mean, obviously, he's not going to be no super high flyer. I'm not saying he needs to be Ray Phoenix, but he's going to do more. He's going to do more.
Yeah. I'm liking Mark Davis's him growing the hair out and wearing that hat. That man looking extra Australian.
He looks extra Australian.
I mean, like,
I thought
there's not much difference between what you about to say and Australian.
He looked like a good old boy.
Yeah, I was gonna say
he finna go hunting.
Yeah,
I saw that hat and I was like, oh. If I did not know that was Mark Davis, I would have thought that was Mark Davis. If you know what I'm saying, because that don't sound at all. You know that
he's going mudding.
That look like Mark. That look like Alabama. Mark Davis.
He's going mudding. You know.
Yeah. ATV time.
The Painmaker is back against Tommaso Ciampa. They ran that fucking Painmaker vignette, and then they showed Jericho all the times with the mask and the bat and shit. And bro, it just cracks me up. I'm sorry.
Rich.
I'm sorry. I know y'all hate Chris Jericho. I know y'all hate the Painmaker and don't want to see him. But look, pay-per-view in Canada. I don't think Chris Jericho coming to stake that shit up, personally.
Right. And they already had a really good match for it. This is going to be a better version.
Yes.
In better climate, in better controlled temperature.
Yes, they will not be in 108 degree heat index out there.
Yeah, Rich. So, as I said, Kane was watching the show with me. And he saw that vignette, and he was like, is that blood real? I said, yeah. He goes, oh, that guy's scary. It's Chris Jericho!
Love it.
He made it sound like he was talking... Rich, he made it sound like he was talking about some dangerous, evil motherfucker he need to run away from. It's Chris Jericho. I had to hold my laughter, Rich. I wanted to die when he said that.
I love it.
Like, bro, he was
working the youth.
Yeah, he was like, this dude gruesome, and I was like, man, you don't know, like, for most of his career, that was a pretty boy. Yeah, but the match gonna be good, man. It's gonna be better than the match they had before, and like, you know, where do you think you put that? Do you think it's opener?
You
know, Jericho don't mind doing the opener. So.
This is gonna be a no holds barred.
Oh yeah, you probably can't start with pay-per-view with that. It's
they'll probably go in the middle.
Yeah, so. I mean, I would say that he needs to get out there for whatever the Young Bucks plan on doing though.
So is Caden a little kid?
Caden's 13.
He's 13.
He's 13 with a good heart and raised well. All right, we continue.
Kyle Fletcher versus Bandito for the AEW International Championship. Everyone banned from ringside, so this is going to be Unleash the Stars, baby.
Yeah.
Bandito on pay-per-view has been undefeated this year, I think. Well, he's been beat every time, but as far as the star ratings, that man's been incredible all year.
Oh man,
Kyle Fletcher, you already know what it is.
I'm just laughing at you saying he's been undefeated for you. Not wins and losses. Yeah. He was awesome.
Yep, undefeated in awesomeness. You know.
Yeah, man. This match has a chance to be the best match on the show because it's Kyle Fletcher and his Bandito, and it was funny.
Tag this week.
Another one, right? So Kane remembers me showing him like Takeshita and Ospreay from Revolution. I forgot what year that was. And he remembers he likes Ospreay. He remembers Ospreay. He likes Ospreay, right? And I mentioned that this is when he came out for the tag match or whatever. Like, this is Ospreay's protege or young boy, whatever you want to call it or whatever. And then that immediately made him pay attention to Kyle Fletcher. He goes, how tall is he? It's like, he's 6'5". He's like, oh. He at one point he referred to Okada as that other guy. I was hot. You nigga.
Let's bring that other guy with him.
I was so mad.
Why don't you get out the way?
I was so mad. Oh my god! Oh, look, you know, I was talking to him today about intrusive thoughts. Oh boy, the intrusive thoughts in my mind.
Look at Zach, good head on that kid, that other guy.
Oh my god, I could not believe it. Hey, you think it's funny? Wait till I get to the other person he wasn't that impressed with. You gonna be just as mad as I was in a few minutes. Watch, but yeah, man, it was funny, but. That's gonna be awesome, man, and I like that they're keeping this line of like Kyle Fletcher is he's having a dick measuring contest with Kevin Knight. Mm-hmm. Kevin Knight has jumped past him and he's in the title scene.
Collision course, and
you see that like Okada wants his fucking belt back, and he's starting to realize that Okada wants his belt back. And that, you know, and that cost him that match. And man, it's I like what they have set for Kyle Fletcher, going forward.
Yeah, I don't know exactly.
I think he'll have a real nice second half of 2026.
Like, I think I want to be getting Kyle Fletcher in the position to like try to win that fucking belt in the first quarter of next year, or whatever.
One will hope something like that. Yeah.
One would hope, but you know, I feel like a lot of things would have to happen. But there's a lot of different. I don't think they've committed to a solid direction, but they've set up like, all right, there's a bunch of exits, and they could pick any one of them. Right,
because the main thing is like, as Don Callis keeps bringing more evil people into his stable, eventually comes the time to keep the intrigue of these people being, you know, jealous of each other and butting heads with each other, to eventually it's the next person that gets ousted, and then they'll add more people, and then the next person gets ousted, and this is where we are right now with Fletcher. But it's gonna hit bigger with Fletcher because Fletcher's been around so long with the Callis family.
Tag team title match: Cage and Cope versus the Death Riders of Claudio Castagnoli and Pac. I'm not really into this one personally, but
you're not into the 2015 Raw match.
I'm really not. Like, I feel like Cope and the Death Riders should be banned from interacting in any form whatsoever.
Has Moxley had a match with Cope or Christian in AEW?
Moxley and Cope is like one of the worst feuds in AEW history.
Why have I just black holed? I don't remember that.
It was that bad.
Was it a death match? Was it a death match?
Revolution 2025 main event. It was, and then they had the death match on TV.
Oh, that's right. They're in the middle of they were doing the bullshit to get out. What? Didn't Chris? Oh yeah, the cash in. Jesus Christ.
Yes.
All right, never mind. They should
be completely barred from interacting.
Yeah.
Claudio and Pac. They're Claudio and Pac. There's not like much as far as like, you're not going to get excited about that or anything.
It's a very, very high floor though.
So Christian Cage will sell the whole match. Copeland will end up getting a hot tag and end up pinning Pac.
I can see that, yeah.
Let's get these fucking belts on the Young Bucks. So speaking of the Young Bucks, another tag team match. The Death Riders of Jon Moxley and Will Ospreay will be taking on the Young Bucks of Matt and Nick Jackson. Got into a brawl at the end of the show, and Jon Moxley has fought the Young Bucks on pay-per-view with Eddie Kingston before, and that was incredible.
Yes.
Will Ospreay has fought the Young Bucks on pay-per-view with Swerve, and that was incredible.
Yep.
I expect this to be another all-time classic, honestly.
This could be the match of the night, because it's going to have a lot of intrigue, especially like given what they did at the end of the post-match of the main event with Kenny Omega don't be watching these shows, so it's gonna hold. But like, if Jon Moxley and Ospreay and them all and the Young Bucks all get involved, and all of them being protective of each other, like it was really good, really well done. It reminded me in some ways of like AJ and Roman Reigns with the Usos and Gallows and Anderson, where it's like these people have a truce, they respect each other, but like they're being called into it because Like the people they care about are hotheads, and they gotta fight. They gotta fight with their friends. Like I like those kind of things where it's like there's a plausibility. It's like they're not just fighting just cause right now. There's a reason, and so they all got into fights and fought for each other, and then like the accident elbow from Ospreay to Omega, like that was all good, man. So I mean, my question is this: when was that match announced that Moxley was the mystery partner? When was that announced?
I think it was last Saturday on Collision they announced that.
Okay. I did not know that they had actually announced it, and I was waiting for them to be like, once they do this post match, that'll be clear. That because I just assumed it was gonna be Moxley, so I was like, okay, it'll be Moxley because Moxley ain't got no match card yet. Of course, it's gonna be him. So I'm expecting when in the post match, like someone's gonna say before they go off, like, oh yeah, the mystery partner, Tony Khan just buzzed in, and the mystery partner is Jon Moxley. Good night, everyone. And I was like, oh, so that was on me though. That was on me. But it's gonna be great.
Should be a great match. We'll see how everything plays out. I don't feel like the Young Bucks should like lose this match, but like I don't know what the actual finish would be. Yeah. What is it like? Do you beat Moxley here? Like, because like if you beat anybody, you don't want to beat Will Ospreay, and we presume the Young Bucks are going to win the fucking belts next month. So like, there's a decision to make here. And
you could, in theory, have the Young Bucks lose, have the Young Bucks win the titles, and that's an easy defense to get the win back, like at a later date on a big TV show, and be like, remember Moxley and Omega, they actually beat these guys.
Or Moxley and
I said Omega, Moxley and Ospreay. Yes.
Yeah.
You could do that, but that might be too simple. But we'll see. And also, it pisses off a lot of people because Jon Moxley don't lose.
Yeah, there is that. Let's see. Carl Shida and Maya World singles match for the TBS belt. Now, this is an interesting one because they clearly have reactivated Carl Shida to do something. Like, it seems like she's getting some kind of push right now. But Maya World kind of caught lightning in a bottle against Mercedes. And do you want to just pivot that way? I don't know here what you do.
I think now that Mercedes does not have the TBS belt, it's not a 1A, 1B situation. We have gotten back to the normal like hierarchy of what these belts are, which is the AEW Women's World Title is 1 and TBS is 2. So now that Sheeta's probably past her days of ever winning the AEW World Title because Mercedes has eyes on the AEW World Title, she's basically the secondary women's singles champion. So I'm fine with that. Now, you said that it feels like they've reheated up Sheeta. Do you think there's a purpose for that or reason for that? Outside of just being like the person that puts over someone?
I would think you would heat her up. You would continue heating her up because you're trying to find somebody that you want to move up.
Who do you think who do you think that could be right now? Who's in the hopper?
I don't think it's Maya World, personally.
I know. Otherwise, you would go straight to that. Yeah. So who do you think it is?
There's Queen Aminata. Nope. There's not Queen Aminata. I don't think she's a heel, or I don't know her alignment.
Aminata's
I would think it's Persephone, but she's a heel. Like, you could have Statlander and Sheeta feud too.
They already had one match since the turn, right?
Yeah. Or they had the match for her to win the belt, and she pinned her.
Right.
I feel like Persephone's got to get in there somehow, but I just.
That's the match.
Mexico's right. The Mexico show's right there too. So
that's true. But similar thing when we talked about it when they put the belt on Sheeta is like, if the idea is Persephone, she's the most over one. You did all this. You had that match last pay-per-view to put it on, seemingly to make her the biggest star and when you want to see with the belt. And she doesn't succeed, and now she ends up getting her match in Arena Mexico, in theory. Okay, then you put her there with Statlander, because Statlander and her were the heat of the match. And they put her on Sheeta instead, so like, what the fuck then?
Yeah, maybe, unless they do another multi-woman match or something, I don't know. But okay. I'm not feeling my world on this for whatever reason.
I mean, it would be a change in Tony Khan's like thinking to have, you know, the underdog babyface like struggle only once, and then, you know, succeed immediately after that, because like they put Hangman Page through hell, they put Ospreay through hell, they put Danielson through hell, they put Mercedes through hell, they put who else have they put through hell? They put Willow through hell. So yeah, it would be a change. It would be a change of character for that. They put Eddie Kingston through hell.
Six-way ladder match for the number one contender for the international belt. They added this one on just for some funsies here, brother. Jack Perry versus Beast Mortos versus Commander, Speedball Mike Bailey. This allows him to get on the card. Nick Wayne and El Clone. So they about to jump off some shit and do some wild shit.
So I'm assuming, because Clone had, it turns out, or word was Clone had some visa issues. I'm assuming that was only with America and not Canada.
Probably.
Okay. It's a ladder match or a gauntlet match?
It's a ladder match.
Oh, brother. Yeah, that's... And it's for what? It's for what?
Number one contender for the international championship.
International. Okay.
Because like if Fletcher's the champ,
right,
you could do Speedball and him again.
Yeah, you could
do Jack Perry and Fletcher.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, Fletcher versus any of them dudes would be awesome. You know,
yeah.
But you know,
historic rivalry. He just fought Commander.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. It's gonna be awesome. Oh yeah. The qualifying matches are Clone versus Leo Rush and Nick Wayne versus AR Fox.
Okay.
Clone and Mortos issues have been resolved according to Dave. Appreciate you.
Okay.
So, double chain tag match, the Bang Bang Gang of Jay White and Juice Robinson against David Finlay and Clark Connors in the match destined to be the one we look at and say, God damn, can we hurry up and get to the main event? Like, or, you know, it's that dog spot on pay-per-view. It's just not worked out. I like how you call it
dog spot because it's not, because it sounds like death spot, because it's that, yeah.
They've been in that death spot.
I know.
Yep.
I know. That's why I thought it was such good writing on your part. Yeah.
What's up with Jay White being like 1986 superstar Billy Graham now, bro, with the karate pants?
So, all right. So, Caden was watching the show. He was loving the shit that Kevin Knight and Darby was doing, right? He was loving that Fletcher tag match. And then 9 o'clock hour came out there, and he saw Jay White versus Clark Connors.
Who allowed them to wrestle at 9 o'clock, James?
I don't know, but Caden, after like 2-3 minutes, got up and walked out. He was done. So when you saw me messaging like, hey man, maybe Jay White just ain't cut for the baby thing, or maybe he's rusty, or whatever else. It was like, I'm watching and I'm like, yeah, look, it's okay. But I was like, damn. Like, it ain't just like it ain't like Kane only likes flip saying he likes Eddie Kingston. He asked about Eddie Kingston. He's like, what happened to that Danielson? What happened to that one guy with the braids? You mean Danielson? Yeah. And remember that guy he fought that one time in that tough match? Oh, Eddie Kingston? Yeah. And I explained to him that Eddie Kingston is cooked because he broke his leg and he ain't been the same. Yeah. But yeah, man, it's just the match should have been better between those two. Like, that was a spot for them to prove themselves. And that was like Jay White's first singles match since he's been going for like a year, for almost a year and a half.
They gave you 9 o'clock on Dynamite, and that's what you did. Like, when I was looking at them two in the ring, I was like, I think the person with the higher upside long term now is Clark Connors. Like,
I don't even know, but what I would say is, like, if this is what we gonna get out of Jay White as babyface, turn him back heel immediately, because if this is what he's gonna be doing in AEW, then like he will not, as a babyface, he will not get into the main event scene. He will not break through to that.
Yeah.
So if his idea is I need to get in there and start wrestling at the top of these cards, he needs to go back heel. Because I know what heel Jay White's gonna do. Or he needs to grab a tag rope and him and Juice need to start tagging together. Because like there's proof of concept that he is a really good wrestler in AEW, and this was very not what he normally does in AEW.
They're fighting in a double chain tag team match. Maybe they can just beat the fuck out of each other.
Okay, so is it
that's their only real hope.
Here's my question: the double chains, the connection, is going to be similar to like the dog collar match between FTR and the Briscoes, the third match, except the neck is around the wrist. Is that what you imagine, or what is it going to look like?
I think it's a neck.
Oh, it's dog collar. It's dog collar match. Double dog.
Basically, I would think so.
I don't know why they wouldn't call that. That's given that what FTR and Briscoes did.
They're giving them a. Why didn't they call it a 2 Chains match, James? 2 Chains.
That's for when the New Day fight Hurt Syndicate.
Two. God damn it.
Yeah, because they black rich. Yep.
And then your main event, singles match for AEW World Championship, Kenny Omega versus Kevin Knight. In a very controversial kind of match, I'd say. I don't know. I feel like I've seen some people pushing back, but I feel like I've seen a lot of people positive on it. They kind of know what the score is here.
It was
funny that Dave was like, and he brought up it should have been Okada. Like I was bringing up, I was like, but
you think that? Oh, that means you think that means you think you right, or does that mean you think that you sit in the same camp Kenny Omega or the same Kenny Omega fan camp that Meltzer's in?
It just made sense,
Mm-hmm. Right. No, look. This whole situation, none of it makes sense. So, like, you'd be like, well, look, they could have threw anything out when you change the belt in that situation, and they out here running promo about, Kenny Omega gonna see his redemption in Montreal. He already has the belt. So that was a huge oversight.
That was a fuck up.
Yeah. That's one of those things where, like, hey, man, you that's bad. Bad look. But, yeah.
Tony Khan was on them, on the media calls. Look, man, Tony Khan is presenting the public with public answers.
Oh.
But Kevin Knight versus Kenny Omega. Kevin Knight has spent pretty much the whole half of this year elevating his stock, working TV main events, having title matches all across TV. And if you were going to throw anybody in there, kind of makes sense.
Yeah. I don't disagree. I think people were just, why the hell do you move our pay-per-view main event out of the main event slot? And you gotta, typically historically when wrestlers or when promoters get a situation where they have to lose whatever their main event for their big show is, they try to at least, replace it impromptu with something bigger or as good. And marquee-wise, this isn't. It is what it is, but it doesn't mean the match won't be great, because it will be. And Kenny Omega, he appears to really like Kevin Knight, and Kevin Knight, he has a lot to prove. This could be his moment to break through. So it may people in the back trust him more as a money guy, and I think as his heel character, he's shown a better ability to get his character over. A lot of it was, he has all the tools, white meat, black babyface. And now it's like, we have a reason not like this nigga. We liked, Speedball in him as a tag team. And he betrayed him, and he blamed it on him. It's real nice. It's a nice touch of ego and ducking
He's talking
accountability.
hella shit right now, too, in all these promos.
Yeah. That shit, I'm not, there's no goodness there, only greatness. I like that. I like it, and I like this. I like him popping his shit, and I like him, and Fletcher not liking it. I like all the stuff going on here right now. So, yeah, and I look, man, you got to talk about the end of the post match, and
how the fuck did that nigga jump in that ring like that? Like
that is a look. That shit was great, and also I was like, look at him. Look at him. He's saving a fellow black man from being assaulted by Kenny Omega. Great moves. Made the save of the day. What a hero. It was awesome. But yeah, man, it was fun. One thing I will say, camera production crew, y'all fucked up the closing shot of the night.
They're holding them belts up.
Holding
like
up
that.
2 belts, propped up Kenny Omega, who just bladed from the belt shot, propped him up against him with his base, like his carcass, like he just hunted down some game, and he's holding up 3 trophies basically. 2 trophies, and 1 trophy is the carcass of Kenny Omega. And then they only caught the camera shot of it from the side, not like the whole front and center perfect shot. But yeah, man, they for a person that's getting a title shot in the main event of a big show 2 weeks out, they gave as much as they could give him. I felt they gave as much as they could give him to make you try to believe that this belt's gonna change hands.
Yeah, I mean,
and I believe they're gonna get one or two similar to Ospreay and Swerve. Like, they're gonna get you to buy that the title will change your hands at some point. I don't know how, but they're gonna do it.
Yeah. I'm getting a comment here from Michael. I don't know if you expect fans to give you an extra $50 before All In. It should be building the narrative for your big show. I mean, that's kind of what it was originally, but things changed.
Yeah.
Things changed.
Things got moved up. One day we'll find out why.
Yeah. Some of us already, never mind.
I gave you the out. Damn it.
But yeah. Yeah, like besides that, it'll just be another great AEW pay-per-view. I'm not really
like we talked about last week with the dude Charles. Like, when we talked about this, like, it's a lot of last second moving and shifting and shaking to get this pay-per-view off, but the card's still gonna be great, and it's gonna be on the pay-per-view to save the hastily put together build for a lot of.
Look for that stuff. Like, they did a trios match. It was Kenny Omega, Moxley, and Will basically building that up, and
versus Hechicero, Brian Cage, and who's the third? I can't remember. Was it not
Brian
Mark
Cage?
Davis, his
Brian
tag
Cage.
partner?
Cage.
No, it was
Cage,
Doyle.
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 Yeah.
It was Doyle. Hey man, I gotta say, Hayden was rooting for Ospreay at the beginning of the match, and in my mind I was like, showing them alchemy. Hechicero, big Hedge, give it to him, stretch him. Like, it was so fun. Like, I want to see Hechicero wrestle literally everybody. He's so fun, man. He just roll around the mat doing silly shit to people, and he moving these niggas around like Rubik's cubes and manipulating them. I'm sorry, it's always fun. He's always a blast to watch.
I saw the thing where Will had to tag one of them in, and he picked Kenny, and Moxley just looked befuddled, like what is this? Like, we didn't plan this.
I like the part where Moxley was fucking with Omega. I mean, like, tag me in. And and Omega was like, I don't want to tag this son of a bitch in, but fuck it, I'll tag him in. It was so funny. Like, it was a very much a road to preview match. Very much. It's the main event of a go home show, but like, it worked out, and then you got the post match at the end, and that was what was important. Like, because the intrigue was like, can those three coexist? It was very much like one of those WWE put people in the main event together or whatever else, see if they can coexist in a tag match. This is AEW take on it, and I think the dynamic of having it be a trios match made it stick out differently because there was a neutral party in Ospreay, but it was very much that. And the post match I thought the post match was very good, so it was one for me as a main event segment.
Yeah. Oh, that was Redemption's preview. I look at it. Let's see how many 4-star matches I'm gonna have on this. Women's: Mark Davis, Andrade, Kenny Omega, Kevin Knight, Chris Jericho and Ciampa, Fletcher and Bandito, Bucks match, ladder match. That's at least 1, 2. That's at least 5, 6, 7. It has at least 7 4-star matches. Like, and then how many 5-star matches? Probably.
All right,
I think possibly 2.5 is the over and under on that.
Okay, 6-way ladder match is 1 for me. Young Bucks match with Death Riders, 2. Mark Davis and Andrade, 3. Fletcher Bandito, 4. Kenny Omega, Kevin Knight. I feel like I'm guaranteed 5 4-star matches, and I think that at least 2 of them could easily be 5-star matches between the Young Bucks and Moxley and Ospreay match, and then the Fletcher and Bandito match. Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it's. I think things will be all right.
Yeah.
Most people don't realize how much their personal information is being bought and sold every day. Data brokers are making billions pulling details about you from public records and the internet, and then packaging and selling it, usually without your consent. That's how your information lands in the hands of scammers, spammers, even stalkers. It's why you get endless robocalls and why ads seem to follow you everywhere. That's where Aura comes in. Aura actively removes your data from broker sites and keeps it off. They also instantly alert you if your information shows up in a breach or on the dark web. But Aura goes beyond data protection. With one app, you get a VPN, antivirus, password manager, spam call protection, dark web monitoring, and even up to $5 million in identity theft insurance. All backed by 24/7 US-based fraud support. Other companies might sell just credit monitoring or just a VPN. Aura gives you all of it, together, at the same price competitors charge for just one service. Start your free trial today at aura.com/remove. Protect yourself now at aura.com/remove.
So let's get into some of these questions, man. I put out a call for questions on Twitter and the Discord. I'm going to start with the Twitter side. Black Saber Jr. comes through with 6 questions for us.
Real MVP.
So, what's up? Yeah.
Doing
MVP. His part.
Hey,
doing his part.
Did you put up Zach Porter's thing in there? His comment?
Which one? This one?
Yes. Zack Sabre Jr. wished he was Hechicero.
Yes.
Look, man. At their peak, Zack Sabre Jr. is better. On any random ass situation, I think I might take Hechicero.
I'll take the Fireman too.
Yeah,
I'll take the Fireman too.
Look, man. I literally will watch that dude wrestle anyone. That dude's fun. He's just fun. But yeah.
So he said, with the decade at half end, how would you rank the 6 years in wrestling this decade?
1 to 10, you mean? Rank the years? Ooh. So I'm gonna say like the last 2 years I put towards the bottom, and I would put like 21 through 23 towards the top in this situation. I probably put 2020 in between. I
think I'm putting 2020 at the very bottom. I'm putting 2021 just above that. No. 2021. No, 2020, 2022, 2021, 2023, 2024, 25 on top thus far. I'm not counting this year yet.
So you think 2025 was the best year in pro wrestling this decade?
Yes.
With New Japan down, Stardom down, WWE down.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Because like AEW was that strong.
I don't think they're strong enough to make up for the fact that like WWE went to shit. Stardom lost half or over half his main eventers in like a span of a year. In New Japan, everybody left from New Japan to the already crowded ship that was AEW.
I just don't know what the banner New Japan year really is anyway. Like 2022.
For this exercise, 2022 would be a strong year. Yeah. Because they still, at that point in time, like, they still have Ospreay, they still have Omega, they still have Naito, and he's worth a damn still. They still have Tanahashi, they can still have good matches in G1. Saber's not in the main event. Yeah. Like, they still out here having, like, the best match that year was in 22 was still the G1 final from between Omega and Okada. I'm sorry, Ospreay and Okada.
Or was that the 23 final? No, that was the 22, right?
Yeah.
Okay. 2021 was great. Yeah, interesting.
And then, like, so for me, the reason why I say, like, I put, because I'm not thinking of just AEW. I'm thinking of, like, just where we mostly cover AEW, WWE, Stardom, New Japan. So, like, obviously there's not been too much Japan stuff that we've been covering.
Stardom was great in 22, right?
It was great. It was 21 through 22 was like the Grand Prix
peak.
21 to 22, the Grand Prix was better than G1.
Yeah,
like unequivocally. And then at the time 21, you had the Utami title run, and then the next year is the Shuri title run.
Yeah, it's gonna be Hard pressed.
And like 22 is like, not only is it the Shuri title run, which is the best women's title run I've ever seen, or title run I've ever seen, like it's Kamatani in the main events too. I mean, the semi-main events of the white belt.
The white belt.
Yeah, like they've never had a better white and red belt champion ever. And it was for the whole year. And then you had like the Julian Tam and Meltier and Nassapoi shit that was going on like in the third slot. Like that shit was all time.
Let's see. Second question from Black Saber Jr. Who are the top 5 best big match wrestlers alive?
Top 5. Okay. For me, Ospreay, Okada, not in this order. Ospreay, Okada, Omega, Page for me. Daniels is retired, but Daniels would have been in it. But I guess you could say Takeshita, but he ain't been in that many big matches. You could say Swerve.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna take Swerve, Hangman, Fletcher, Ospreay, Omega.
You think Fletcher's been in enough big matches for this?
Yeah, I would trust him on any day with my life.
I mean, I would, but I would like to see someone. I mean, well, your opinion is your opinion. Your list. Go ahead. My bad.
Yeah.
I did think about Fletcher, but my mind was like, has he been in that spot enough times? I mean, because obviously, look, the match he had with Heyman was fucking incredible, and and that makes you be like, look, he could do this. But it's just, the other guys that we naming, they got more reps at it. That's all. Yeah. I have no doubts. It's just I haven't seen it. Did I give a fifth?
I think you did. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
If TK randomly decided to quit booking, who would you want to be the booker of AEW? Kenny Omega or Bryan Danielson?
Neither.
I'm with you. Neither.
Look how Kenny Omega has booked himself for most of AEW's run. Look how Danielson booked himself for most of his run. No, I don't want either one of them booking for themselves or booking for other people. No.
And Danielson was on the fucking WWE creative team before. Like, nah, brother. Like,
these people are match producers. You want them producing your matches. You don't want them booking your big picture stuff. No.
Speaking of Kenny, what is your favorite Kenny Omega gear of all time? That's a tough one. Can we count like the entrance fit too? Because if so, it's an easy answer for me. It would be Wrestle Kingdom 13 last New Japan match against Tanahashi with the one wing on his shit, and then like the fucking black and lime green joint with the leather. Like that shit was like the hardest shit. Or like his 2017 one at like the G1 final.
I really like the gear he won the title with in Tampa. That's probably not the answering, but I don't really be thinking about Kenny Omega's gear that hard. I think he has great stuff, but I don't put him in that regard where he's like, oh, this is like the same level as like someone like Shuri or someone like Sasha Banks necessarily.
I think he's had a backslide ever since he's came to America, but up until that point when he was in New Japan, I thought all his shit was fire.
Oh, you know what? I take it back. You ever see the white and pink gear he wore when he was tagging with Riho?
Riho, yes.
That's my favorite Kenny Omega gear.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's the best necessarily, but that's my favorite one. And that was
there was also when he would team with Ibushi and it was like green and black and yellow. That shit was tough. And it had like it was like raised up off like, and it had like, I don't know, the Street Fighter gear with the Bucks was cool. And Rich, any of those combos.
Rich, what's your favorite Tetsuya Naito gear?
They all the same.
Exactly.
What's your favorite Tomohiro Ishii gear?
The bike shorts.
What's your favorite Shibata gear?
No, the black. Oh, what's your favorite Inoki gear? Like, you want to do that? Yeah. That's the same question.
What's been y'all favorite albums this year? He said his top 3 would be the Olivia Rodrigo, Baby Keem, and Jessie Ware albums. Shout out to Ray and Jill Scott too.
I have not heard the Ray yet, but I like Ray a lot. For me, it would be the Kehlani album, the T.I. Kill the King album, and there's something else I listened to a lot early in the year.
I kind of like the J. Cole album. To Fall Off, like it was cool. I think her album came out last year, but I didn't start listening to it this year. So maybe Doja Cat's album.
I think Doja. Did you drop something new recently?
It may have been videos.
Okay, well, I remember the last time I heard something from her, it was like it was almost 2 years ago.
Yeah, the album is called V. Like that shit is hard. The Future album that just came out.
Oh, you like that?
A lot. Yep.
I've heard some weird inconsistencies about it, and like I'm not much of a Future. I'm not here for the Future albums. I want Future singles. So, you know, thinking of a third, that's tough. I might have to get back. You have to go look through my listening list or something.
Well, Ross, Future, and T.I. all drop albums within like the last month, James.
Yeah.
The old niggas is here.
Oh, we putting Future in the old niggas crew?
Absolutely. And I'm tired of people skating on this shit. That nigga's 40.
I mean, yeah, but you know, he didn't get on until like 2010 or 11.
Look,
you know, we don't necessarily put like Rick Ross in in an older class than like T.I. and Wayne, even though he's older than them.
So he's 50.
Right. We don't put, but we put them. But we consider like T.I. and Wayne his contemporary. We don't say like, oh yeah, he should be in here with like niggas from like 5 years earlier. Like we don't put them with We don't put him with clips.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's see.
Let me see what I got. Oh, the Giveon album came out last year.
Make sure y'all liking the stream.
I don't know. I really don't have an answer for you. Well, that wasn't the album. That was like a Lucy. So never mind. That was last year too. Never mind.
He said, "Have y'all ever been in a studio session and had to tell a nigga his music is whack?" So I worked as an engineer before for about a year.
Me and Rich met each other through a cutting process to where like me and my cousin Alex is in Atlanta, y'all have heard of, and another one of my childhood friends. We came together to make a record label. We were looking at people in the neighborhood that were and people that we knew that were trying to do this or maybe could do this, and we basically all decided to cut down people till we got left with who we had left, and like we kept people we thought were dope. That's why. And to this day, that's the reason why we have One Nation Radio for y'all to listen to, because me and Rich, you know, we became friends when we were like, remember that one dude that was rapping, and can we find him at the barbershop we met? Yeah, and then we found Rich months later. So yeah.
So
Rich is whack. What I'm saying is, if I thought Rich was whack, this show would never exist.
So I don't even think so. Like, I think I was like sitting in on somebody else's session, right? Mm-hmm. So I was like the main engineer's name was James, right? Not
David James.
No,
Jesus James.
James Wood.
Okay, yeah. There's a number of engineers named James in the Tampa Bay area.
Yep. So he has some artist. I don't remember his name, and even if I did, I wouldn't put it out there like that. Smart. But he had this song called "In My Kitchen," right? And it was the wackest thing I've ever heard in my life. And the song was so whack, and I had to share it with somebody. And I believe I sent you this song years ago. I broke into the email to send it either to myself to forward it so we can hear how.
It's called In My Kitchen?
It's called In My Kitchen. And I sent it to you, and it's some of the wackest shit I've ever heard in my life.
Holy shit. 2016?
Yep.
I'm looking at my email right now.
You got it?
I have it. Yes.
We're going to have to listen to it after the show.
Yeah, we can. Yeah.
So, Mavs fan, he said, how did y'all find out both of y'all were wrestling fans? I think it was just something we talked about, like, oh, yeah, you used to watch wrestling when you was a kid. Yeah, I used to watch it too.
Yeah.
You know, and then whatever, it just kind of developed more over time once we started, like, rededicating, quote unquote.
Yeah, wrestling is something that comes up at random. Like, someone will say some line, like, oh, okay, so you watch wrestling. Okay, cool. And then, like, for me, it was, I was listening to a Bill Simmons podcast in 2009, late 2009 or mid 2009, and he mentioned that Shawn Michaels and Undertaker had a match, and he thought it was great. So then I watched it, and I was fucking blown away. Up to that point, I thought it was the best match I'd ever seen. It probably was up to that point, and then that started me like, okay, next year. So I watched WrestleMania on delay, right? So then next year I hear Shawn Michaels Undertaker. If Shawn loses, he's retiring. All right, me and Rich go and watch that live at a sports bar, and then from there, like The Rock. So we start watching WrestleMania the next year, and like The Rock's there, and he screws Cena in the main event with the Miz situation, and then a few months down the line, the pipe bomb happens, and then me and Rich say, well, let's start watching Raw. So we watched it for a little bit of time. And then by next year, me and him was like, let's just, we always had these conversations on the phone for a couple hours here and there throughout the week. Let's see if we can turn it into a podcast.
Yep.
And from 2012 to now, that's the rest of history.
Let's see. What is your craziest, this is King of the North, what is your craziest WWE radio lineup you can think of? It's got to be something involving The Undertaker, right? Like The Undertaker
it would be something involving Vince Kennedy McMahon.
The Vince Kennedy McMahon hour? Like the 4 to 6 Sunday drive or afternoon drive with Vince?
Something like that. I mean, if you meant traditional radio, I thought you meant like just, in the format they're doing is Sirius. But
oh, yeah, on Sirius. Like, give him the time slot? Like, oh, man.
Yeah, let him get his shit off. Damn, I didn't do that.
Yeah.
That was not a line. That just came. Yeah, that just.
Yeah, I don't know.
Happened.
Like, shit. You got to do some. Like, you got to give Stephanie her own show, I think. To basically, the history of women's wrestling with Stephanie McMahon. Who else? You could do.
Jerry Lawler.
Oh, my God, Jerry Lawler. But you can only play Jerry Lawler. You have to get Jerry Lawler to the station at like 7 a.m. so he can like not be on the streets around the children. We got to get him in the studio at that hour. Who else is on there? Shit, what would a Seth Rollins radio station sound like? Imagine that nasally voice for all those hours of time.
I mean, Sam Roberts does it.
You're going to get us in trouble, King of the North. Best book machine. What do you guys think is the goal of Jon Moxley and the Death Riders in 2026? I have two answers.
Arrive, win, leave.
I was going to say I have two answers. One serious and one, funny.
All right.
Here's the funny one. To be all on the videos, dancing, and to be everywhere. The serious answer, protect Will Ospreay.
Yeah, I mean this yeah. But the reason why to protect him is because ultimately, like, Jon Moxley wants to get his belt back. This is a long way around. Like this a long. Go ahead.
You're not hearing me.
Okay, I know what you mean. To
protect Will Ospreay.
I was
just
trying.
Leave it there.
Look, he's protecting Will Ospreay. That's fine. But what I will also say is, like, in storyline, there's also this part where it's like, the Death Riders have always done this thing of like they're almost like eugenicist is about survival of the fittest. So a lot of this stuff is right now is we are going to try to see who's the best, and like hopefully we can get Will Ospreay from where he was, broken person, to the best he can be, beat Kenny Omega, and then we're gonna see if Jon Moxley can hold up to can beat that guy at his best. It's very Dragon Ball Z. But at least Jon Moxley is smart enough to not mention Goku and Vegeta. Will Ospreay just went out there and said it. But there's like, I shit you not, Rich. There is a whole saga in Dragon Ball Z where the fighters could beat somebody and they keep constantly over and over and repeatedly letting this guy keep transforming to get stronger, or the next person gets to reach the next level of strength, because they just want to see for themselves. They're just killing them, and the people that are advising them are like, "You idiots! You've killed us all!" Constantly throughout that whole entire Majin Buu series. So yeah, John Moxley is like, I just got to see what I can get this guy to, and hopefully I can beat him eventually. And it's like, you dumbass Saiyans.
Nah, Myron, you had to come up on the screen for this. Who would be the first black member of the Death Riders? Why didn't the Death Riders go after Kevin Knight if he was up on the, apparently he was for sale, apparently.
You wanted Kevin Knight to be out here in Garcia in Yuta duty?
Absolutely not.
All right, then.
I barely want him in Callous duty.
Right.
Someone say, y'all, King North, y'all think Moxley has seen an episode of Dragon Ball Z in his life? No, Moxley's only watched Rocky on loop.
Yeah, he's a little bit older than us, so yeah, probably not. I don't recall reading Mox's autobiography, seeing anything about Dragon Ball Z. I don't recall that. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe Sam can correct me on that one. Lee Moriarty would be a bad pick, but the problem is if you have you already got two Lee Moriartys on the at the bottom of the faction. So there's a problem.
Let's see. Up next, we're going to go over to the Discord.
Okay.
And first question comes from Sarah. How are you so awesome?
Huh?
She asks, how are you so awesome? And is it hard to be this cool? It's very difficult, Sarah.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that. I'm not good at taking compliments either. Appreciate it, Sarah. Thank you so much. And
I just try to go through life, show up every day.
I just try to go about life as best I can. That's it.
Next question from Doc. He said, how wrong is Rich Paul? I get AI having fans, but what kind of take is out there saying Shaq and Kobe aren't known? I need to hear Rich Paul torn asunder.
What happened?
So I actually have this footage here that I'm going to share from Rich Paul talking more about Kobe Bryant negative. Let's take a look.
But it's not just about being the best players. It's also about cultural relevance.
Yeah, but Shaq and Kobe.
You cannot leave Allen Iverson out of that.
But I'm saying,
yes.
if you talked about celebrity, Iverson's coming in 3 in that.
No,
three.
he's not. You got to be out of your mind. There's no chance.
Biggest names were Shaq and Kobe.
No,
Iverson's
Max,
in that category. He was bigger than Duncan in terms of fame.
Are you kidding me, man?
Listen, that's how it is.
Okay. Who did people rather be like? Kobe or Allen Iverson?
It's not the point.
It is the point.
It's not the point.
How is it not the point?
Were more famous. They were bigger
How can you
deals.
say
the combo of those two were more famous.
Yeah, and then they were on the same team.
But here's what I'm trying to explain to you. There's a difference.
I love AI, but I'm just got to tell you.
Do you know the effect that Allen Iverson had on the NBA? You can't. No, there is a question.
No question. But
why do
you would you would not say in that time, if you had to say who are the 2 biggest stars in the NBA, the 2 biggest stars were Shaq and Kobe. Those are the 2
Allen Iverson, man. And listen, you know my love.
I think that's a cultural thing.
You know my love. It is a cultural thing.
I do think there was a part of America that did not like Allen Iverson.
That's fair. Yeah, but I can only speak from my seat.
But that can increase his fame. His notoriety can increase.
I would say when I would steal tickets from my dad when I lived in Boston, season tickets. Iverson was like one of the must. I want to go see him in person. There's nothing like this. This little 5'10" guy.
Here's what I would say to you.
Bullying
the greatest athlete on earth.
It was just unbelievable.
If you're doing this, if you're saying Shaq and Kobe is one item, and then the second guy is Allen Iverson, I will give you that. Yeah. But it's very hard to put anybody in front of Allen Iverson, and these guys will say it. Let me tell you why. Cornrows, tattoos, jewelry, hip-hop, style. Allen Iverson brought all these things to the NBA. Nobody, you think people wanted to dress like who? Name one person that they wanted to dress like outside of Allen Iverson. Name one person outside of Michael Jordan whose name was mentioned.
AI in the streets harder, but globally, Shaq and Kobe were bigger.
He had white America wearing cornrows and headbands.
Globally, he just wasn't. Like, I love AI.
No one was globally.
I don't want to argue. Listen, this is what I say.
But who was globally?
People always ask me, like,
all right, how much of this clip are we going to listen to?
You see a guy who could...
We can end it there.
Yeah, all right. So, culturally, he is correct. And Kellerman keeps saying you are correct, but you didn't say culture, you said fame, and then he won't just make the distinction of those are two different things, which they absolutely are. Now it also comes down to this. Allen Iverson in 2001 might have been, probably was more famous and culturally relevant than Kobe Bryant. But that's only in 2021, and then you have all the stuff that happened to Kobe with the Colorado rape trial, with the Lakers breaking up, with Kobe scoring 81 points, then the championship stuff, and so on and so forth. At the beginning, the answer is yes. Iverson was more famous than Kobe, and then the rest of time played out.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and even then, like Kobe Bryant, like became a super mega famous person the second he went to prom with Brandy. Like,
right. But the thing is this: these were the three most famous people in basketball post Michael Jordan Bull retirement in '98 until like literally LeBron shows up. Those were the three most famous guys.
It's just Rich Paul on the other side of Kobe Bryant once again.
Yeah,
being.
Look, I don't know why he's conflating it. I don't know if he's purposely doing this, being obtuse. But look, culturally, he's right. But once Kellerman says you're right, but you said fame, the conversation changed. He just
I was gonna say, like, you want to ask who's bigger in China?
No, what I'm saying is he just steamrolled and continued to get his shit on. But the China shit was like later on. That was like after you won the championships and after like the Olympics in 2008. But my point is, there's a moment in time where he's right, and then time went on, and then that was not the case anymore. But the cultural thing he's right about. But like once Kellerman is trying to have a real discussion with him about like the nuances and the excellence between, or how these are not the same things, he just steamrolled to still get his shit off. And it's like, this is why I don't care about anything Rich Paul has to say, but it keeps getting brought to me. These things keep finding me. I do not care what Rich Paul has to say. He's a fucking agent. I don't care. I did not care what Drew Rosenhaus had to say about any of his NFL players. I don't care what Rich Paul had to say. I didn't care what Falk had to say when he was agenting Jordan. I don't care. These people are not important they're shadowy hands. They're supposed to be out the way. It's cool he wants to do his thing, but when he says this dumb shit, I have to ignore him because it's dumb shit. It's a waste of time.
He wants to be all in the videos. Yeah. It's just I value nothing Rich Paul ever says. I got nothing for you.
I'm assuming because I'm willing to. He's not dumb, so I'm willing to believe that there are things they talk about on these shows that don't suck and aren't waste of times and aren't like aren't clickbait, right? But overwhelmingly, when only thing I ever see is clickbait, I'm just going to ignore you, or I want to ignore you, but the shit keeps getting brought to me. I'm fucking cursed and haunted by this guy.
Seth Rich Rogan, he says, who do you think is the next new men's world champ in both AEW and WWE beyond Obafemi and Will Ospreay? And least favorite AEW feud not involving Adam Cole or MJF, which showed out of the G1. Who do you think wins it? I think for me, the next world champs.
All right, let's do one question at a time. There's a lot of shit you throwing at me.
Yeah, the world champs. I think Kyle Fletcher for me would be the easy pick for AEW.
Yep. I would say Fletcher and Trick, maybe Trick or Braun.
I would say Jacob Fatu.
Shit, you're right. You're right. Will he be better than any of them other two? No, but he's a Fatu.
I think he'd be better than Trick for sure, but
I think by the time Trick gets there, you know what? Fair enough. He's a better wrestler than Trick. You got it. I think, it has been some years, so maybe Trick just won't ever,
Yeah, there is that.
But, I think that he'll get all the chances in the world.
What else we got? Least favorite AEW feud not involving Adam Cole or MJF? Moxley and Cope. Gotta be. For me.
Moxley and MJF is really high up there for me.
That's a bad one. Some of them Britt Baker Soraya is an all timer.
Jesus Christ, I forgot about that. Yeah, you know what? I
Cody Rhodes and Malachi Black. That was a real bad one, brother. Actually, no, it's not to that level. It's not bad.
Yeah, it's not as damaging as Moxley and MJF 1 and 2 have been. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that one.
Jay White and MJF is an all timer. Actually, MJF, I can't use MJF.
But what I will, we just gonna start saying MJF Matthews. It's like that's a third one. Shit. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Moxley and MJF because they had two versions of it. The MJF.
Actually, you can't pick MJF.
Oh, you can't pick MJF or Adam Cole.
That was the thing of the whole question.
Oh shit! All right, my bad. Not paying attention.
It's not involving Adam Cole or MJF.
Damn.
So I went with Cope and Mox.
What bad one does Adam Cole have besides the MJF one?
The Jericho one was pretty bad.
I don't remember it. Didn't Britt get involved? Actually, didn't Britt get involved?
Yep. They whooped them as a family. That shit was actually kind of funny.
Yeah. Oh man. I'm going to say Chris Jericho and Hook.
Jericho and Hook was so bad that people wanted Jericho gone. And they probably still do in some cases, but like that's Hook's fault. And I think I was like
we said
vindicated immediately.
We said that immediately.
Cody Rhodes and Anthony Ogogo. That is a great one.
Yes, it is.
That is a great one.
But the thing is, Cody Rhodes and Ogogo was like 1 month or whatever, 1 month build, and you can go on YouTube and go to our clips and see me light down on fire. That's just one of our most viewed clips in Social Suplex Network's YouTube. But yeah, man, that's way up there. But the part where like the Chris Jericho and Hook shit kept going and going and going. So that for me, that's what sticks out.
Well, Showdown at G1, who you think wins it? Show was my pick, but I guess you got to go with you, Mora, maybe.
Nah, I don't think they can go that low. Yeah, man. People saying Mox versus Punk, but that first match was fucking awesome. I'm sorry. And then the second match isn't bad. It's just it led to Brawl Out. If it didn't lead to Brawl Out, you figure out what after that. Like I don't think it's ever even a blip on people's screen of it being some all time bad stuff. Like there's Brandy Rhodes and whatever that shit was at the beginning of the AEW's run. That was god awful.
Too low stakes. I feel like there's main event level stuff that was actually.
All right, you say main event level shit. How about the time that Dark Order was beating the hell out the Elite?
That was a segment. That wasn't an actual feud.
It was headed that way. Let's see. Oh, I mean, I got one for you. Worst feud in AEW history? Adam Page versus CM Punk.
There's nothing
There's
positive
nothing more damaging to the company than that ever.
There's nothing more positive. Yeah.
There's been stuff worse, but nothing more damaging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, if it was me, I'd go with Takeshita. Fuck it.
Takeshita, like, if you get Fletcher in, remember we talked about the Stardom pipeline, where, like, if you get someone in there, then, like, they rivals can start getting these opportunities, right? Like, we're talking about, like, when Starlight Kid gets the white belt, then that means Azumi can finally get into the white belt, get a white belt shot to get herself into the scene, right? If Fletcher wins the AEW World title, he can get the title shot. Takeshi can get in there. Because it's like, it's fitting because of their stories together. So yeah. Oh my God, Brandy Rose versus Dan Lambert. Ooh, yeah, that was bad. Oh, Brandy versus Jay Cargill.
Look, Brandy's got anything Brandy Rose submitted on television. She doesn't have a good segment.
Nah, that ain't true.
Which one was good?
Who told this bitch it was open mic night?
You just said Brandy and Jade.
That was great though. It was bad because of all the bullshit that happened because you said it. That shit was all timer.
Rambones.
That's an all-time meme. All right, was that the end of the questions or more questions?
There's more. We've got Rambones. He said, how do you gentlemen feel about Jake Lee doing blackface in the G1? Jake Lee looks like a clown, so it's like kind of funny. It's like, hold on, man, why does he have on blackface? But like, I don't know if they got even any context for that over there. So
they do.
It just kind of becomes a funny thing to look at.
Jake Lee sucks. He sucks for years. Every time he gets brought up on One Nation Radio, it's because he does something that sucks. I keep getting vindicated by being reminded or proven that this dude does stuff that sucks. He sucks. He's not a main eventer anywhere that matters. It is what it is.
With it seeming likely Kenny will drop the world title at All In, what do you see next for his career after that? Is this his last significant singles run, or is there more road ahead? You know, I don't know. It's probably his last significant, like, world title, you know, main event of a stadium type thing, maybe. But as long as he don't go out like Tetsuya Naito, I think I'll be all right.
Yeah. So last week on the show, I had mentioned that Adam Page had cut a promo that basically sounded like I am learning. I'm going to continue to live with HIV. There's life post this predicament. You know, I am more than my positive testing results. And yeah, man, like, I think after this title run, however long it goes, or whatever else, like, that will be similar stuff for Kenny Omega. The problem is, or not the problem, the thing that makes Kenny Omega just smarter than Adam Page in this particular situation is, like, there is less career left than in front of him, right? He is past the hill in just age and mileage and injury damage and almost dying from diverticulitis. Shout out to AEW, by the way, for you know, not going into year 3 of Kenny Omega Sill's diverticulitis. I'm glad they brought that up early in the beginning of this year. But Adam Page, that man said, nah, I'm in the middle of my prime and I'm going to take shit off the table. But yeah, man, it'll Adam Page, Kenny Omega post this title run is gonna look a lot like a commercial during daytime soap operas or during primetime Tyler Perry produced shows on BET showing a couple. There are 2 men cooking dinner, holding hands, sipping and painting. It will look like one of those commercials. I
think we'll have, you know, some fun tag matches with the Bucks, like trio stuff. Probably have important matches with Hangman again. Probably something with Ibushi somewhere. I think the next big thing I would be interested in with Kenny is, like, whenever his retirement match actually is. This could be years down the road. I don't know. But I think he takes it easy. Like, he's ramped up, I think, a lot for this year even. And I think he's maybe worked like 12 matches this year. And, you know, I'm just enjoying it. You know, I decided to fly around the country this year or travel or whatever at least twice. And, like, whenever he lays it down, even if it's Japan, like, if I got enough advance notice, I'm going.
He would retire in Japan instead of in AEW.
Why wouldn't he?
I know. It's just like that's where the eyes never lie.
I don't think AEW deserves Kenny Omega's retirement, honestly.
Oh man.
Like,
I was thinking
he can do a last match in AEW and then like go do his real last match
in the Dome.
Exactly.
When is Okada's contract run out?
Don't know.
All right. Well, he may never come back. We never know. But I just meant as far as like, who you gonna wrestle? Look, you want your Okada Omega match so bad. Let that be Kenny Omega's last match.
I'd be fine with that.
I don't think so, but I don't think that. I think it should be. Well, if he can still even keep himself from killing himself, I think it could be Ibushi.
It could be Ibushi. It could be the Bucks against. It could be Golden Lovers and Young Bucks. It could be.
I didn't think about that, but yeah.
It could be Kenny and Hangman.
Yeah.
It could be Kenny and Ospreay.
Yep.
It could be a number of matches.
Can it be Kenny and MJF?
I don't think so.
I mean, they've had some quality.
They've
matches
had
together.
I like all their matches.
3 quality matches.
But I
don't see him at that level as some other guys. I'm saying like he's an underrated Omega opponent now at this stage.
Like, do you see how John Cena's retirement happened? Where it was Cena's whole career was about John Cena, and then at the end, it didn't really seem like for that last match they had anybody to really pull from with history.
Right.
I think a lot of things with Kenny Omega's career is shown, like the people he's worked with. Like, there's a number of options of who would be suitable in that situation. So, or he fucking swerves us left field and like decides it's somebody else. I don't know.
Could be Randy Orton.
Rambones, is Swerve going to be back in time to do something significant for All In? I don't know. Could be. Maybe not. I'm 50-50 with it.
Look, man, as we said last week, we don't know what Moxie's doing. Like, on TV anyway, we don't have a concrete answer on what Moxie's doing. We don't have a concrete answer on what Adam Page is doing. We don't have a concrete answer on what MJF is doing. We don't have a concrete answer on what MJF is doing at All In. We are 40-something days away.
I'll say this. I heard plans of one opponent pitched, and I was properly whelmed when I heard it. And I don't know if that'll end up coming to fruition. So that's where it's at. But let me see. Chris Gannon. ONR has the momentum of a freight train. Why are you so popular? Also, for real, have you seen JGU? She's a black French wrestler who's only 2 years into her career, but you wouldn't know it from seeing her work. If you haven't, keep an eye on her. I have not seen her.
Yeah,
I think she wrestles at Pro Wrestling Eve, I think someone else is saying.
Okay. I mean,
except for Rich Rogan.
I mean, they do have, French wrestlers do show up there. Like Italian wrestlers, too.
Sonny, looks like we answered that question. Who's the next world title holders and divisions? What's a feud you want to see in AEW and you think could happen from Brandon Vincandia? And if Braun Breaker jumped to AEW, how well do you think he would do?
Not very, because he wouldn't want to do business. So as far as matches, the things that have not happened yet, like to be full blown feuds for big angles. I want to see like Kenny Omega versus Kyle Fletcher. I want to see Swerve versus Kyle Fletcher. I want to see a real deal Moxley versus Swerve feud, and not some blow off shit, like actual like 6-month thing, or not 6, 3-4 months thing that goes through multiple pay-per-views and ends with a lights out death match. Why they haven't done that fucking blows my mind.
They should have probably had a death match at some point. Trying to think who else might be a feud that's out there. I think sneakily a lot of the feuds they need a new injection of somebody. I don't know who.
I think they got enough. I think they have enough people they haven't touched and haven't wrestled each other before. It's just you got to kind of
untangle
clear the slate of some of the main event stuff, or get them or figure out how to get people to grab a tag rope for like 6 months, something like that.
I think another big problem is there's so many more heels in the company than there are like quality baby faces. So all
right, so Omega, who's the number 2 baby face in the company right now? Osprey, who's the number 3 babyface in the company right now? Sorry.
It starts getting shaky after that.
I mean, isn't it Paige? Or
Darby?
Swerve? Or is it Darby or is it Paige?
I would say Darby right now.
Because Paige isn't really on TV.
He done handicapped himself.
Or he seemingly isn't really. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
That too.
It's not about popularity, it's about the ceiling. Okay, fair enough.
I'll probably put him at 4, and then you start talking about like Jack Perry, Chris Jericho, Jay White. It starts,
is it
Bandito.
Really you want put Takeshita above some of them guys, or Bandito above some of them guys?
Not the way Takeshita be getting pushed.
Fair enough. I remember like Crowd Connection or whatever, but yeah, you're right.
Brody King, Bandito.
Yeah.
And then the heels are everyone else you can think of. Like
pretty much. I mean, Moxley last night.
Look, we don't know.
Moxley was the Bayface last night. That's going on with your joke about how they,
he draws it out of a hat in advance, that day, whatever he does. If Braun Breaker jump, I don't know. The only thing I would think about Braun Breaker is is he listening to like his uncles or something like that? Like, if he wants to come in and be like, "Yo, I still got a lot to learn," I think maybe something there, because like Tony Khan would love having his hands on a Steiner. They would be like, "Hey man, do you want to call yourself Steiner?" Like, and I think he would like embrace that, and then like it would probably end up working better for him. But he's definitely going in Don Callis family. Like, he's just one of a bunch of niggas in the Don Callis family.
He already is one of a bunch of niggas with Paul Heyman.
Yeah. He can talk. He's got some intensity.
Yeah.
I don't know. Honestly, I think a real good comp for him would be Gabe Kidd. I'd be like, could he come in and be better than Gabe Kidd? I can't guarantee that. As a worker,
as a personality,
just like where they end up, like the total package.
Well, Gabe Kidd's so much more talented than him that I don't even think it's a fair comparison.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
Because if you went as a personality, I could see Braun Breaker being more palatable because he can do this without like cussing nearly as much on American television. But as far as I don't think he'll ever be as good as Gabe Kidd is in the ring.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about Braun. So
here's another thing, like, right? If you sign Braun Breaker, to me, it's like, okay, cool. So like, this is new Wardlow. I mean, that's how you should push him.
Yeah, and
not fuck it up this time. But
he's
are we even?
Think he's very tall.
Are we even at? But I don't know. But like, I don't. But are we? I guess my question is like, are we even in the era of AEW where like that would have any kind of like long term appeal?
Yeah.
Like 2019 through 21, Wardlow is. I don't think
ancient history.
I don't think they could do I don't think if like, let's say you do a Magic Time Machine, they never do that, and then they just started it in 2025. I don't know if that gets over now.
Yeah,
the company's changed. Like a lot of the stuff that we talk about with the Codyism, whatever else, like the traditional pro wrestling tropes of American pro wrestling, like a lot of that stuff has been put to the wayside, and we have better wrestlers, we have better shows, top to bottom. But some of the, muscle car stuff is out the window. because there's not that many guys. I mean, that's the reason why I think Mark Davis is shown as provided or has been given a role he has, because like he provides a role that Brody, there's no Brody Lee. Like you need hosses. We talked about this before. Like there's a role for some of these guys to be like people that can give your top babyface a great match and lose, and then you have them squash and kill people, whatever else, and be around. I guess I was kind of hurt Syndicate, and now they're off TV. But it appears they want more than what that is. So they're at almost like an impasse from what it seems like, because it's like once the MJF stuff stopped, started getting weird for them.
Yep.
Or really, actually, since they lost the tag belts, really is when it started getting weird for them as far as where they fit on AEW television.
Well, ROPW taking off. Does this mean Onar's days are numbered because of behind the scenes tension? Someone's got to start the rumors. No. Let's see. Trish.
That's not when we start. Then we start is when JBPW starts. All right. Like,
oh my god.
You out here triple dipping. That ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
Can you imagine me running a? Can you imagine Rich? Can you imagine me being like, yeah, I'm gonna run a show every week by myself? I fucking hate that doing that myself. I quit. Actually, I did that for how many weeks? That NXT.
5?
No, we went more than 5 weeks. It went to it started beginning of the year, and then we got to actually it went 3 months. And I quit. I was like, I'm done. I can't. I hate doing this by myself.
Kev Bonesy, do you think Nat's supposed to skip the No Russian mission in Modern Warfare 2 or nah? I never played Modern Warfare 2. I think that's Call of Duty.
Yeah, no. I mean, I don't know what that reference is.
Yeah.
I
don't know.
Yeah, I. What was that again? I'm gonna YouTube it when we get off
the No Russian mission.
Okay. It must be something crazy.
Katsuyori Shea Butter. Rich, what's the most egregious hot take you've seen in your hot take series so far? I would say the one where the guy was saying Triple H this year is a better booker than Tony Khan, and was dead serious about it, and then set his own terms to try to debate them on. And I was like, this is all lunacy. What are you talking about? I think that's been the worst one. 2, who will be the first wrestler to say nigga on AEW TV?
Who will be the first wrestler in AEW to say nigga on TV?
Yeah.
I mean, the answer is either Swerve or Kevin Knight, right?
I feel like those are the front runners, right? Oh, whoop this nigga's ass!
All right. That's easy, right? Who can we get the odds? The Vegas odds on the first non-black person to say nigga on AEW television.
Oh my god! First non-black person to say nigga in AEW. Let's just look at the fucking card. Let's see. I need a fucking list. AEW roster.
Oh wow! Great Devlin said that Cody Rhodes return promo. That's nuts.
Oh my god.
They be calling him Raheem.
That'd be terrible. I don't know. MVP. Well, I mean that goes under. MVP can easily say nigga.
Yeah. Austin Gunn. That's nuts. John Moxley.
Austin Gunn is crazy. John Moxley is crazy.
When are you gonna give Austin Mike a fucking mic to say? Say some shit like that.
Austin Gunn got to cut promos off the mic.
I mean, he loud enough to get caught saying that when he's not by.
I got one for you, James.
Okay,
Eddie Kingston.
Oh yeah, Eddie Kingston, Gabe Kidd. They be out there. Be like, remember, I'm in front of a camera. Let's see. I mean, well, we want Excalibur.
Oh my god.
The answer is Excalibur because he got caught because he's actually done that shit before.
Yeah.
PWG boy.
That's
PWG. Great. Let's see. Who else we got? All right. Have we said enough names? Have we said enough names to now be out here to steer clear to say who we really want to say?
Sure.
Look, man, there is a wrestler with that basically works at Andrew Dice Clay gimmick. So, yeah.
That's funny. I want Sheeta to say it.
All right, man, we got to put him on timeout because the Charlotte shit at first, and now he wants a Japanese woman to just say nigga. Like, what's happening? What's up with you, bro?
Michael, if Tesla follows Persephone to AEW, then
oh shit,
this is sick. Christ. This is sick. Where does LeBron end up? Cleveland or Miami?
I think Cleveland.
Yeah, I'm still Cleveland leaning. There's no way he's got to be conscious of like. I don't think LeBron wants no nasty jersey out there. Like,
oh, it's gonna be a nasty jersey in return. It's a different jersey. I understand, same number, whatever. But like that particular, they've created new jerseys. Been back. It's potential to be a nasty jersey. Even like I know. See, Rich is trying to give it grace, but if it don't go well in Cleveland, he gonna use this anyway. He gonna like it's a nasty jersey because they didn't have that jersey last time. This had like the first 2 times he was in Cleveland, they had different jerseys. I know you, Rich. You gonna be like that. I'm gonna be like, what about 23? You be like, what about it? This new design I'm talking about. That jersey's nasty. I know you. But yeah, man. I'm not concerned about the nasty jersey thing necessarily as much as it's like, if he gonna go somewhere, it needs to be a quote unquote. There's no. I don't. Wembayama around these parts, brother. OKC's around these parts, right? Like
whatever he's trying to do.
The championship window is closed, so how do you continue doing this and still make this a narrative win fulfilling for the fans and also his stands in the next year or 2 that he's going to do this to get to 25? So 25 years. So the answer is it feels like it can be Miami or Cleveland. I just think I don't think Miami makes sense to be the way to go because it's like you got Giannis there. It's not going to be fun watching that in any way, shape, or form because it's going to be a weird fit because there's not enough shooting on the floor. And yes, I've seen how many people shoot 40% of that team, but like once you put the ball in Giannis and LeBron's hands, like Davion Mitchell's not going to shoot 40% on threes. Neither is what's it called? Like. I've seen these lists of Miami fans tricking themselves like, that team really can shoot if you put them 3 together. Like, no, they can't. They're in each other's way. Because if you put the ball in Giannis' hands, that means that you got LeBron and Bam either in the dunker spot or in the corner, and then the same thing for LeBron has the ball. Like, no.
It just seems like whatever he's doing is going to be ultimately very nasty and underhanded as far as like stacking the deck, right? And then it's like, all right, well, how do you want to like command? Like, do you want to be the first or second option somewhere? Like, and what team is going to let you do that? That's actually trying to compete right now. Like, so it seemed like
how many teams actually can compete for real though? How many teams right now before we get to this LeBron landing spot thing? How many teams in the NBA right now are current title contenders?
OKC and the Spurs.
Yep. Let's throw the Knicks out there. Sure. The Knicks just beat the hell out of, what's it called?
The Sixers.
I'm not going to pretend like Joel Embiid is going to make it through 2 months of playoff basketball. He's never made it to the second month of playoff basketball, let alone make it through 2 whole months. So why would I,
Timberwolves
have that glaring hole at power forward that's going to get them killed against OKC or get them killed
Nuggets.
against Nuggets are cooked.
Lakers.
They're below the Nuggets.
Well, Celtics. They're blowing it up.
No. They're going to win like 50
Cavs.
Plus. The Cavs if LeBron shows up, sure.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. He take that to the Warriors. Look, just go to the Warriors, be the old niggas, and like be a sideshow. Like
I don't even get the appeal of that.
I don't either. I'm like, why would you want Steph to ever like play with, or if you're a LeBron fan, why would you ever want him to put a fucking Warriors jersey on? Like when the Warriors have beat your ass in these NBA finals, like, and then you go put their jersey. You already put Kobe's jersey on. Hell no. Like that shit would. I mean, them niggas like lay down it with fleas anyway. They ain't got the same kind of sensibilities that I would, so they might like that. But
yeah, that sounds good until you remember that. Like, yeah, you would have switching up when you'd have been wearing that Clippers shit too if Kobe had went through that threat or that bullshit if he had moved on too. But yeah, man, I just I think the reason why I don't like that idea is because like, okay, so the team has all these flaws, even if LeBron shows up, so what's the point of even doing it?
Yeah. Look, man, why don't you just go to the Wizards or some shit? You know, I had the outside thought of like him showing up and going to Dallas.
Say again?
I had an outside thought of him signing with Dallas.
I mean, they were on that dumbass Rich Paul board that was shown to me when and the shit said oil and Masai. It didn't even say Cooper Flag on it. It said oil and Masai.
Yeah, and him and fucking Kyrie.
But I don't think it even mentioned Kyrie on the thing.
Shit funny, dog.
You said something about stacking the deck. What do you mean by stacking the deck as far as like, I mean, I don't even know, how do you even do that in this age now? How do you even try? Like, what will be
is he going to play for a minimum? That's like, do you believe that?
Okay, but on what team though? And then,
I mean, any team you can sign for with the minimum.
No, but you're saying stack the deck. I mean, but if that's the case, then go to the fucking Spurs. But he's not going to do that.
There is that. Yeah, he can't do that. Like, that would be... I feel like Vic lays he lays the law down in that side, and that would be like, we don't want that interrupting what we got going on.
Well, man, I mean, what's it called? Asked him to come to join the team. It was Cornette, but like, he don't want to go to the Spurs because he don't want to live in San Antonio for a year away from his family.
Could go to Nuggets. Play with Jokic. Look, they done whoop LeBron ass too. You want to put that Nuggets jersey on?
That team can't play enough. They can't play good enough defense to win a title.
Nasty.
And they don't have enough shooting either.
Nasty.
Especially
retire.
They're dealing with the Peyton Watson stuff. First year free agent is about to get nasty. Like, he's about to head to the same shit that like Jalen Duren is headed to, except at a lower level because Jalen Duren's a higher profile player. But it's like, okay,
I want the Pistons.
That's weird narratively too.
Yeah.
Knocked him out his first year in the playoffs, and then had the all-time playoff run to get to the finals past him, and then like they never mattered after that. Like,
I don't even think nobody remember that, dog.
But Rich, what I'm saying is like he's been in the league so fucking long that like they haven't
retire.
No, what I'm saying is LeBron's been in the league 23 years. The Pistons have not mattered between 2009 and 2024. They just didn't. They weren't even an NBA team that whole time from 2009 through 2024. You know what I'm saying?
Well, him and Durant link up in Houston.
That Houston shit's a mess.
I know. Make it messier.
Remember when they were asking? This was years ago. This might have been like right before. This might have been. It might have been like LeBron's either his last year in Cleveland or his first year in LA. And Durant said that, like, that the shit around LeBron is a circus.
Yeah.
Or whatever else. And Kevin Durant really meant, like, the media shit around him and all the first take talk show shit or whatever. It's not actually LeBron. And it's funny because it's like, flash forward. And people were giving the shit about it. It was like, y'all didn't listen to the conversation because, like, clearly he meant the context was...
Toxic environment. I remember that.
Right. The context clearly... The shit around LeBron, not LeBron. And then you flash forward. I'm not even giving a shit about this. Just notice it. It's just like... And then we found this nigga got burners and he be selling out his teammates to fucking strangers for internet clout.
That man with no home.
Did you hear Low talk about this? He was like, I know for sure there are multiple NBA stars with burners. They be doing the same shit.
Yes.
I was like,
yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I told you about that. And I was like, And this shit, like, what? This shit like wrestling.
This shit real close to wrestling.
This shit like wrestling.
I give the wrestlers some credit though. The wrestlers be on their own shit doing this. Look, you don't have to decode. You know, there is no get off my Dickerson. You know. Their shit says their name on it.
LeBron should sign with the Knicks. So another thing I got told about. Oh, it was on the. I think it was on the list that Rich Paul is like. He
if
said
the Knicks would have lost the finals, he would have just signed with the Knicks.
He would have did that. Yeah. And I remember saying at the time. I remember saying to you before I hinted, like, look, man, there's a play like both. Whoever loses the finals, that's where LeBron should end up going. But I thought the Spurs were going to win, and then it's like
fucked it up.
That's where LeBron should go if the whole thing is ruthless. If this was like private equity, LeBron will go to Spurs, but he don't want that. So if you don't want that,
Knicks,
it's got to be about narrative and like
Nick saved himself.
I mean, I don't believe so. You look at their situation; it's like they definitely the third big. It'd be plenty of shooting, plenty of like the thing they weren't missing was like. Yeah, I wonder what they got as far as power forward position or whatever else.
Why LeBron just do what all the old players do, man. So go ahead and put on that Celtics jersey, nigga, and wear number 78 on that bitch or something like that. Go ahead out there.
Oh, you doing like the Blake Griffin shit?
Yeah, Shaq.
Yeah, Shaq.
Bunch of niggas would put that nasty number on. Start with a 9 on it or some 7. Shit. Yeah. When LeBron come in the league, what year was he born? 84? You could wear 84, on that bitch,
The only person I can think of that ever wore 84 was Chris Webber as a Detroit Piston.
Yes. Shit. He could wear 9. No, I don't even think he could wear. No, he could wear 99. He could wear 99.
I don't even get. Look, man, if you wear 99,
just the nastiest number possible.
99, brother. That is Warren. That's the Warren Sapp. Like
George Mikan.
What did George Mikan wear?
99.
Really?
Yeah.
Boy, it was different back then.
Yeah, bro. They wore 99 on you niggas.
For what?
That's tough. I don't hate 99 as a number, but
I don't mind it because of my. My finest football for basketball. Oh, that's
look. Blake Griffin wore 91 on the Celtics. That shit was terrible. Terrible.
I wonder why.
Yeah.
Because he's your age, so he's like born at. So he's definitely not born in 81 or 91. He's young. He's older than that.
Yeah. I don't know. Let's see. I think we have one more. Let's see. Okay, I'm just going to cut to the last one here. Right. Since it was the topic of Dark Side of the Ring this week, what are your thoughts about Samoa Joe versus Necro Butcher? That shit is insane. I've watched that match before.
Never seen it. What happened?
Okay, so the whole deal about it is from like 2005, right? And Necro Butcher is a deathmatch wrestler.
I know who he is. And people think he's awesome or he sucks.
Yeah. And he's a deathmatch guy, and he works. There's basically the Ring of Honor wrestlers, like they're the real wrestlers, and then this guy's a deathmatch guy of his time.
Was this during the CZW ROH shit?
I think so.
Okay.
Or just before that. Okay. So the Necro Butcher's having all these death matches around. He gets a reputation, and all this shit starts up in the forums, essentially, with fans being pretentious and all that shit, right? And something happens to where they're in Chikara, and Necro Butcher takes a booking and beats the shit out of some ROH trainees or whatever the fuck. And Chikara is like family fun environment, but he like fucks their ass up, essentially, dropping them on their head, doing a bunch of wild shit. And then
for a work or for a shoot?
It's in the match or whatever.
Okay,
so
gotcha.
It's just like very aggressive.
I thought you were gonna be like, he's fucking up Eddie Kingston.
Yeah. Eddie Kingston's a narrator on there. He's interviewed for Dark Side of the Ring for this.
Oh my god.
So I think it's Ian Rotten maybe books it for IWA, and they do it in ECW Arena, and they have this fucking physical match where they're dropping each other on the fucking concrete on their heads, bleeding the fuck out. It's an insane match. Like, Samoa Joe wins, I believe. But they kick the shit out of each other. Like, it's insane. And Samoa Joe's like, yeah, I didn't really give a fuck about that match because, like, the woman I was dating, who's my wife, she lived closer there. I only took the match. I was about to get some ass or whatever. Like, he said this shit on the other side of the ring. But the Necrobusher nigga, like, it was like, all right, man. I know people said like a lot of things about the Necrobusher, and Necrobusher actually ended up in the movie The Wrestler. I don't know if you remember seeing that movie. Like,
yeah,
he was a guy.
Yeah.
He was the guy that was basically like, so what do you want to do? Like, or whatever, like, and was going up to him in the locker room and did a bunch of shit.
The only wrestler that I remember is R-Truth, honestly.
Yeah. Well, it's a batshit insane match, and like, if you want to see some shit where niggas kick the shit out of each other, watch it. It's there. So yeah, it was the Jeff Jarrett TNA episode is very fascinating. I got a whole new perspective once I had a conversation with another friend of mine on it, and I'm just throw this theory out there. So, like, Dixie Carter reacted to Jeff Jarrett in a way that would imply, and the fact Dixie Carter did not participate in this production, they buried her under the earth in this thing. When she found out that Jeff Jarrett and Karen Jarrett were together, so a lot of people have, like, kind of mistaken, thought this was something like where someone was running around on somebody. That was not the case. Karen Jarrett and Kurt Angle were separated before Kurt ever came to TNA. Now, the proof of that is, do you think anybody would have been running around with Kurt Angle's like, he would have just been cool with that? No. Like, so, like, there was a separation there. But look, man, Jeff and Dixie, I don't know, man. Oh, look, what could have been going on there? Has anybody ever explored this thought? And the way, like, it was explained to me was that she asked Jeff Jarrett, was there anything going on with her or with Jeff and Karen? Jeff says no. And then they had, like, a company party, and she sees them together and flips out. And then basically puts the ball rolling to get Jeff the fuck out of there. I don't know. But anything is possible. It's the wrestling business.
Women in men-dominated fields.
Yeah. So, I don't know. What do y'all think? Let me know in the comment section. Or the Discord. I think that's it.
All right, y'all. Thanks for listening. That's the end of the show. If you're watching the stream, wait until the show is up and go to the show notes. In the description, you'll see a link to Red Circle. You can donate there. And be sure to listen to other shows on the network. Besides One Nation Radio, you have Keepin It Strong Style, All Things Elite, AEW Match Guide, the Trish and Sarah Wrestling Podcast, Tunnel Talk, Wrestling Hour with Chris Things, Imps Adventures, and Joshi'ing Around. Thanks for listening, y'all. Later.
Peace.
Most people don't realize how much their personal information is being bought and sold every day. Data brokers are making billions, pulling details about you from public records and the internet, and then packaging and selling it, usually without your consent. That's how your information lands in the hands of scammers, spammers, even stalkers. It's why you get endless robocalls and why ads seem to follow you everywhere. That's where Aura comes in. Aura actively removes your data from broker sites and keeps it off. They also instantly alert you if your information shows up in a breach or on the dark web. But Aura goes beyond data protection. With one app, you get a VPN, antivirus, password manager, spam call protection, dark web monitoring, and even up to $5 million in identity theft insurance. All backed by 24/7 US-based fraud support. Other companies might sell just credit monitoring or just a VPN. Aura gives you all of it, together, at the same price competitors charge for just one service. Start your free trial today at aura.com/remove. Protect yourself now at aura.com/remove.